It is now June 2025, and the Switch 2 is just around the corner, so there's no better time for me to now go back and have a look at what my experience was like with the Nintendo Switch. This console pretty much coincided with when I started streaming, like doing solo streams on Twitch, so a heck of a lot of my experience is on here. I pretty much played every game that I played on the Nintendo Switch on stream, and for over the years I've had many people ask me about it, and what I would recommend, and what I thought about this when I played it, is it worth it, all that type of thing. So I thought it would be nice just to kind of go back and have a look at the little time capsule of my entire experience with this thing. I didn't get a Switch from the very, very beginning though. So the original Nintendo Switch came out on the 3rd of March 2017, so that's 8 years ago from now. And the main reason I didn't get one when it very first came out was because the launch titles weren't anything that I was really desperate for. 1-2 Switch was the big one, which I didn't really play that. It wasn't really much of my interest. Like, Super Bomberman R was interesting, but wasn't enough to really get me to pull a console. The biggest sell for a lot of people was going to be The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It was already on the Wii U, I think, at that point, or it also was on the Wii U at that point, but it's been, like I've said over the years, I'm not really the biggest Zelda guy. That wasn't really going to pull me to get the console. The biggest thing that I was wanting was a Mario game. That was the biggest thing that I wanted out of anything. I absolutely loved, like, Super Mario Sunshine, Super Mario Galaxy, even Mario 3D World was still pretty decent on the Wii U, but I was expecting, like, that next-gen experience. But on the 27th of October 2017 was when they announced they released Super Mario Odyssey, the game you see right in front of you, as well as like a special limited console bundle. And it came with the red Joy-Cons and came in a fancy box and stuff. That was enough to pull me in. This was one of the games that I didn't stream, because I didn't start streaming on this channel or Switch games until very early 2020. So there's a couple of games that I didn't play on stream, but I did play them, so I think it counts for me to give my opinions on things in here and add it to my little tier list that I'm going to do, because while I'm going through all of these games that I've played, because there are a lot of them, I'm going to put them in like a list, and I'm going to have my favorite ones at the top, my worst ones at the bottom, and I'm going to figure out, I'm going to do this live. I have not done this in advance, so I'm going to try and pinpoint where I think the best Switch game that I have played in the entire lifespan, and if I still recommend buying it. But if I had to give my bit of a review about Super Mario Odyssey, the footage you're seeing is when Sprite played this on stream. He played it before I did. That's crazy. But this game was absolutely fantastic. I still remember, like, my biggest attachment is Mario Sunshine. Like, that's my, if I look at like my peak Mario experience, that's what it is. It has to be Mario Sunshine. And this game is really, really close to that, I think, in terms of like the feel that it gave me. I'm big on feel. Like, a lot of the reviews you're probably going to get from games from me today is going to be a lot about how it made me feel, because for me that's really important. It's not so much about if it's not buggy, if it's really in depth, if it's similar to a previous entry. It's if it makes me feel like I'm having a good time, that's where my money comes from. Like, if I think it's a good investment of money. But this game gave me all the good feels. There's so many good worlds in this game, especially New Donk City. I was also a big fan of the water worlds, because anytime Mario does something with water, it's absolutely fantastic. I always live by the mantra of, if I think a game is good, when I start playing it, I will 100% it. This game, without question, I did that. And because I was playing it when it very first came out, I didn't look anything up, I just did it. I don't exactly remember how long this game took me, but I probably want to say it was maybe like 30 to 40 hours, but just being able to just chill with a good Mario game, like, the Mario games are really the definition of like what I think of like nostalgia with my childhood. And like that good feeling of like Christmas morning, you wake up and get this present. That I have a lot of attachment to these, so that's why I rate it so highly. But even now, 8 years later, when the Switch 2 comes out on the 5th, which for those playing at home is like a couple of days from me doing this right now. They're actually doing a day one update, which is going to add some improvements to this game for like modern tech. So I imagine it may be faster load times, higher FPS, extra bits like that. So would I still recommend that this game be played? That update is free. I 100% would still recommend this game be played. And I will probably actually go back and play this because it's been a very long time since I have. It's been 8 years, almost. That's insane to think about. But absolutely love this game. It's super good. And because my list is a total of 1, it goes to the top of my list right now at number 1. Rated GDR, thank you for the 62 months. But there is another game that I also played that I will bring onto the screen in just a second. I have to do this a little bit differently. But pretty much all the footage you're going to see is pretty much either from me streaming it personally or something from our channel that's done it, except this one. I did personally not have any footage of me playing this game. I have taken this footage from a channel called 4Doomer Long Plays, which is just like a no commentary long play of this game. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Now, this game, I have to double check when it came out. But I did not play this one when it came out. I also played Super Mario Odyssey with the Joy-Cons. That was a point where I didn't have any Joy-Con, any Pro controllers or anything like that. The time that I got my first Pro controller was when this game came out, because I got a very fancy Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Pro controller, which I still have to this day. But this game came out on the 1st of December. This was also the very first Xenoblade game that I had played. I had never played the first one that was on the Wii. I had heard all about it, but the game was really expensive. Especially in like Australian markets, trying to find like popular imported games on the Switch was not the Switch, on the Wii was not easy. So being able to play this like off the rip was really good. I've also never been like an MMO guy, like super big world exploring stuff like this, because the way that I was always described these games by people that had played them was, think of it like a single player MMO, where you've got this massive world, you've got different party members, you can do stuff, there's a bunch of different quests, there's so many different things that you can do, you gotta go farm mats, you've gotta craft stuff, you gotta do all of these things. So I didn't really know what to expect with this, but I love how expansive this game is. Like, again, never really played anything like this much. And then after this, when I played this game, I immediately went and got Xenoblade X for the Wii U and played that. Very similar, but very different games at the exact same time. I did not know what the success of this game would bring. After this game came out, every single iteration of the Xenoblade games is on the Switch now. So if you wanted to play this entire series in one go, you most certainly can. I played 2 more of these on stream, which I'll get to later. But this was also... I really enjoyed this game, but there was no way I was going to 100% this game. There's way too much in it. And there's also... I forget what they were called. Were they called drives? There was like the... when you set up your party, you had to attach yourself to like a special character. And that special character had extra moves and would give you different abilities, and you could swap and change them with your party, set up blades. That's it. And there was a gacha system in this game where you needed to spend like a currency that you earned in the game to summon blades, and some were rarer than others. I can't remember if this game had DLC to add extra ones, or if it was just extra updates that added them, but I remember after I had finished playing the game, there was extra bits that came on afterwards. Yeah, I found it very difficult to get all of those summons, but I pretty much did every type of quest that I possibly could. I thought the story for this was a lot different to the other games that I played after this. This one's felt... anime is not the word that I want to use, but it felt super... It was very much in that world. It wasn't like super gritty. The game really revolved around Rex and Pyra and Mithra, and that whole dynamic between that, it felt very... Yeah, it felt more cartoony. It was a bit different compared to the other ones that I played, which were a lot darker. Which I think probably helped its mainstream appeal and probably made it much so popular to the point that they started making the other games. I still think, I think 1, 2, and 3, like, I'll get to those again later, but I think they're very similar in how they play. This one's probably a little bit different with the whole blade system. I think this one is more accessible for new players. I also had no knowledge of the story when I played this, so I didn't also feel intimidated by not knowing all of this lore from the first one. So it was very easy for me to get into this game and feel invested in the story and not feel like, oh, I have to go back and do this now, or I have to go back and watch like a YouTube compilation of cutscenes from the first game. It was really, really, really solid game. And there was DLC, wasn't there? That's right. What was it called? I actually have it on my shelf. Hold on. It was called Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna, The Golden Country. I have not played that, but I did buy it, but like, anytime that I play a game like this, I play it to its fullest in one hit. And I've never really been the biggest advocate of DLC being released, like, 7 to 8 months later. Because I'm already, like, I've had my time investment with the game, and I want to move on to other stuff. It's really difficult for me to go back to it. So I never personally played it, but I believe that's a lot more story relevant to do with the past of those games. But yeah, I personally did not play it, but This game is also really, really solid. I probably spent 60 to 70 hours on this, maybe slightly more, which is probably typical for a game of this type of size. I still would prefer Super Mario Odyssey over this one, but not because I think this game is bad. I genuinely think this game is really, really good. Is it something that I would pay full price for right now, considering if you got every single game from the series, you'd be paying like $300 for all of it? Maybe not. I'll have to find out which, when I go through this, I'll see which Xenoblade I liked the most out of all of them. This one could very well be at the top, because I thought, like, menu and navigation-wise, I thought it was pretty good. Me being able to understand stuff was really simple for a complicated game. Like, I'm a baby, man. Like, I don't know much about this stuff. I like RPGs and stuff, but I've never really played something like this. Which is, I guess, is a testament to this game for keeping me in it. But another really, really, really good game. So now I move on to things that I have played. This is where I started doing the big streamy boy. So let's get this one off the screen, and I will find the next one. But while I do that, Honks, thank you for the 46 months. HVD, thank you for the 27. Ishigeki, thank you for the 28 months. And Rated GDR, I think I said thank you for the 62 months. If not, thank you again. This was the very first game on the Switch that I played. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX. Another game that I have not played anything from the series of. That was this. I had no idea what to expect. This game came out on the 6th of March in Europe, 2020. My first stream of it was on the 9th of March. So I played it a couple days later. This was when I first got my capture card that could do full HD and 4K. This was also still in the era, I believe, of when I was playing in not full HD. My internet couldn't handle full HD at that point, and I upgraded later, and now you see my streams in fantastic, vibrant colors. But back then, I was still in the past, man. This game I completed in 5 streams. And the total amount of hours that I played of this game on stream was just over 16.5 hours. I played through the entire thing. I really liked the idea of this game. I've, again, never played one of these games. I've never watched anyone play it. It was kind of like, it's a Pokemon game. It's a remake of one that people were really asking for. I thought I'd give it a crack. Duel hung out with me for a little bit of these because he had played these before. So you picked like your starter Pokemon and different things, and the whole like capture mechanic was really, really interesting. It's like, I don't really know how else to describe this game. It's just, it's in its own world. It's like Pokemon Ranger or stuff like that. It's very cool. You can get caught out really quickly. The thing that I really liked about this game was art style wise, it looked really, really good. Like, it wasn't meant to look like a AAA super duper game. It's very cartoony. It reminded me of the anime a lot more than like the base games would. It really felt different. I also really liked playing Pokemon Rumble when that was a thing on the Wii and on the 3DS. For some reason, I felt these were kind of similar. Because you only have like a couple of limited moves you can play. You have your party of things you can swap in and out of. All of that type of stuff. It was a shorter game though. Which, for a Pokemon game, I guess was fine. I don't know what like a typical like playthrough of like Pokemon Black and White or like Pokemon X and Y, like that era of these Pokemon games took to play. But I probably like 15 to 20 hours of a game like this. Does that seem right to you guys? I think that probably seems right. Because I get... The other big thing for me as well is I don't really equate how much time I get out of a game to its value. Again, super big on like how it makes me feel when I play it. This game was really Saturday morning cartoon style, because the Pokemon would talk. They never talked in other games like that. You had different quests, you had different areas you could go, so if you wanted like certain types of Pokemon, you had to go to certain places to get them. All that type of stuff. I don't think they made another one of these on the Switch. I think this is the only one still to this day. But there's some of these on the 3DS, there's some of these on the Game Boy Advance, there's some of these on the DS. I imagine at some point they're probably going to put these on the Switch Online stuff. At least I hope so. Because I reckon they do really, really well. My gut wants to tell me now that I'm thinking about it that I don't think this would be really worth its full price. For full reference, probably every game that I will be showing here, I bought on release because I was going to be streaming it. So I would be paying like the release price for these games typically, not waiting for them to come on sale. So a game like this, it's really hard for me to equate its value, I think. I'd probably say this is more of like one of the wait for go on sale things, but it's still really, really solid. If you like Pokemon and you just never played the series before, it's super worthwhile. But I would probably put this behind some other games that I would recommend, and I'd probably put this behind Xenoblade Chronicles 2 as well. I thought that game was just a very, very good experience. So at this point, with 3 games in, I have Pokemon Mystery Dungeon at the bottom. But I don't think that will last. That definitely will not last. But this was the first game of many. And then after this game that I played, everything went to hell. And I will go and find that hell for you. Bear with me one second. This was where my experience with the Nintendo Switch really ramped up. And also, this is proof that I have all of these videos still. Not all of them are public and available on NL Plus right now, but they all will be. But it is time to go into the world of Animal Crossing New Horizons. This came at a very specific point in humanity where there was a lot of stuff going on, and this game sold like absolute hotcakes. This game came out on the 20th of March, 2020 with a Animal Crossing themed console, and you better believe I bought the heck out of that. This was the last version of the Switch that I bought. I have 2 different versions. I have the Mario Odyssey one still, but the one that I play off of now when I stream is the Animal Crossing one, just because my brain was like, this is so cute. It's like pastel, like green and blue, and like a like a beach sand color. It's got little designs on it. I just really liked it, and the collector in me at that point thought, I just really want to have this. It's fun. But is it probably worth the full price? Probably not. But you know, that's me. This game I got addicted to as hell. I've also kept tracks of how long my streams were during these times, just to kind of see when I evolved from doing short stints with games into much longer ones. This was a game, probably I'd equate this to like Mario Kart, where I only want to play it for a little bit each time when I do it. So a lot of my streams when I played this were somewhere around like that 2.5 to 4 hour range. But when I played it, I had a lot of fun. I played this around the end of March, so there was like, if you're familiar with these games, you find bugs, you catch fish, you do all of these things to complete like the museum collections of stuff like that. This game came out right at the very end of a tippy point for a season to end. So the first 2 weeks, there was like this whole collection of bugs and fish that wouldn't be available again until much later, unless you change the date of your Switch. So I went in hard trying to catch a bunch of stuff. I went shark fishing so many times, and I didn't get what I needed, which kind of sucked. But I played, my first Animal Crossing that I played was Animal Crossing New Leaf on the 3DS, and I absolutely loved that game. If it didn't hurt my hands and my eyes to be playing on such a small screen for a game of that type of caliber, I would have played that much more than I did. The biggest gripe I think that this game had was when it came out is that it didn't have as many of the features that New Leaf did. A lot of people thought this is the first really big version of this game since the Wii one, I believe, because the Wii U version was the Wii U Animal Crossing game was Amiibo Festival, which didn't do that great. It was not an Animal Crossing game. It was a board game about the characters doing a bunch of stuff. So they had so much time to really hone in on what they wanted this game to be. But rushed isn't the word that I want to use for this game. It just felt like there was just a bunch of things that were missing from the get-go. I don't know if there's been news about if it was pushed early due to the climate of the world at the time, that they just wanted to get this type of game out to make a shit ton of sales and then add it later. Because this really was an era of when Nintendo started releasing games at its normal retail price, and then over the course of, let's say, like 3 to 12 months, they would start adding extra content into the games to give it its, like, heavy air quotes, fleshed out experience. Another game that had that same issue was Mario Golf, which I really like. I'll get to that when I get to that point in my games list. But it was missing a bunch of stuff at the start. And I appreciate that they added this stuff in later. I just wish there was more at the beginning. I played this for about 2 weeks straight. I played a total of 11 streams of this from the 20th of March to the 31st of March. So if you can do the math on that, I went pretty heavy on that. The total amount of hours I streamed of this game was about 31 and a half. I played more of this off stream, but not really a whole lot obsessively. It's really hard for me to get invested into games where I have to go on and kind of like do my dailies and do this kind of thing. Having so many different games like that is super overwhelming. Like, I played games like mobile gacha games like Super Card, or other games like Genshin or Honkai Star Rail or whatever have you, like anything like that you gotta log in, do your thing, get your awards, and then kind of dip. It's overwhelming for stuff like that, and this game really does have that element to it. I got super burnt out on this, but that was probably my fault because of how hard I went to try and catch all the fish that I wanted. It's still, I think with the later updates, I don't know how many people are still playing this, or if it's like super, super, super popular like New Leaf was. I remember years after New Leaf came out, there was so many people still playing that game. I don't know where this sits in the public opinion of, like, in the hierarchy of these games. It's still like a current generation like game that's an Animal Crossing game, so it's a lot more accessible than like the Wii game or the GameCube game, or even the DS one, really. But it was fun. And a lot of people do remember it for being Animal Crossing, because I was streaming like crazy at that point. I would honestly probably put this below Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, just because I didn't think it was... I don't say I felt cheaped out. I just felt like I was missing part of the experience when I personally played it. And I can only give you my review on my experience when I played it. 6 months later, when they started adding things, maybe I would have felt better about it. But at the point that I played it, there was still some things missing from it that weren't... Yeah, for some reason, it just didn't feel right. It just did not feel right. But it's still a good game. Not would I recommend it? I'm not quite sure. I would maybe consider playing one of the older Animal Crossing games. If they maybe bring the GameCube one to the Switch 2 online stuff, that might be a really good idea for them to do. But I feel like if they did that, it might make this game look worse in comparison. But who knows? Maybe they'll do a new one for the Switch too. Or they'll do like some kind of big fancy edition for this. I don't know. We'll find out. Then I move on to something else, just as cool. Let's see if I have this. Hopefully I do. It might be on the main NL channel. Yes, it might be. Give me 1 second. Mario Party on the NL channel. Do I have... Here it is. This is a very popular stream that people remember from our channel. I played this game on stream with Johnny, CM Pulse, and Denk. And it was an absolute disaster piece, and I loved it so much. This is Super Mario Party. This game came out in 2018, so the 5th of October 2018. I played this, apparently, according to my list, twice. I played it on the 10th of April, which is probably when this one came out, or it was either 2020 or around May of 2021. There's highlight clips of this on our main NL channel. It's a really, really good watch. I love these games so much. I have tried very hard to try and play the later versions with the guys, but it's just been very hard to coordinate this. So this is one of the few experiences that we actually got together, all owned the game and played it. This was also the first Mario Party game which introduced the buddy system onto a home console. I believe this was a thing on the 3DS games, or one of them at least, maybe Star Rush. But this was the one where you added like different dudes to your board, and it's it's crazy. Mario Party games are just Mario Party games. It's really hard to equate how do you rate this. I would have to like have a separate category of how I rate each Mario Party game against each other. But this was a lot of fun, but I think the fun comes with the friends that I was playing with. It's so good. I think this game could have probably done with more maps. I really hold dear the early games because the maps are like super well themed. There was a whole backstory going into it. There was like a story mode with it all. There was multiple things. The paths are more interactive, where like the map that you're seeing on the screen now is kind of just a big ass square. And then there's other stuff inside of it. But those other ones were like branching paths all out of here. There were trees, there were snowballs, there were cannons launching you into places, there was massive boulders chasing you around, like all this other weird stuff. I can understand why they kept it kind of simple in appearance, because you want it to be like super mass appealing. I think when they do the other releases later, where they go back and introduce older boards, those ones I like better. But this was just... it was just funny. Like, I really love playing these games. It's really hard to rate against another game. Mario Party games are much one and the same. You kind of pick your poison with these. Would I recommend this Mario Party game more than Animal Crossing New Horizons on its own at face value? I'm not sure. If I'm rating my experience of it, yes. So I will do that. There are different Mario Parties that I do play after this one, but I'm going by my experience that I had with the game, and I had so much fun, and I really wish we could do more of it, and I hope we do in the future. I did 2 streams of this game for a total of about 8 hours. I obviously did play this off stream as well with other people, but I only count what I did on stream with this. But yeah, a solid beginning of different Mario Party games on the Switch. I'm really glad that they did more. There was like the GameCube era where they did like 3, was it? It was 4, 5, 6, and 7? 7 was on the GameCube, right? So were there 4 Mario Parties on the GameCube? That's awesome. Yeah, would recommend, but it's in its own little world with Mario Party stuff. It's really hard to equate. But I enjoyed the mini games that use the Joy-Con. Johnny really loved jerking it. You know how it is. The online was a bit sketch. As you probably have seen from the highlight video, if you've seen it. If you haven't, go watch it. I think in the later games, it gets fixed a lot better. Even with some updates that they did to this game, I think it was better. This game also didn't come with online. It was an update that came later that added the online to this game, I believe, right? Which is why we played it much later. So in the beginning, it was a bit scuffed, but the later games definitely fix it. Would I go back and play this again now? Probably. If I've got all of them, just do the gauntlet. Why not? Mario Party. It's always a good time. Now on to something completely different. What a game that is. That's awesome. Let's do this. Is it this one? It's this one. Yeah, got online before Superstars came out. That's right. And it was like a random, unseen, like, it was a short announcement. Nothing really crazy came of it. And now to a game that really caught me by surprise when I played it. This is the original Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. This game came out in August of 2017 and is a, like, co-made game with Nintendo and Ubisoft. I had no idea what to expect with any game like this. I've also never played an XCOM or any type of game like that strategy, turn-based shooter thing with a lot of RNG elements to it, but it was a Mario game. I'm happy to give it a crack. Why the hell not? I first played this game on April the 20th of 2020. So, like, a week after I finished playing the Mario Party game on stream. I was so thoroughly impressed with this game that pretty much any point that it's on sale, I recommend anybody buy it. Because it's not a first-party Nintendo game that just doesn't change its price all the time, this game goes on sale a lot. Probably right now as I'm talking, this game and its sequel is like 20 bucks on Steam. Probably. This game also had DLC that came with it, which was a Donkey Kong Adventure DLC. That was also really, really fun. I enjoyed that a lot. This game, I did a total of 8 streams, and the total hours that I spent on all of it, including the DLC, was just over 26.5 hours. For a game that I probably played... Not played. I probably paid less for this when it was out, when I bought it at the time, because I bought it like... like 3 years later. The DLC came out about a year later, so I had a bundle pack that came with the DLC in the game together. But yeah, super, super good game. I'll get to the sequel later, but I would honestly rate this game higher than the sequel. Not because I think the sequel is worse, I just think this game does the Mario stuff right. I think because it's like the first go at it, it's very fresh. You know, everything feels good. Everything feels funny. It feels right. It's more based around the Mario characters than the other world that the sequel does. I just think it feels really good. The Donkey Kong DLC was busted if you played it a certain way. But I really like this game. Really strong recommendation for this one. Probably more so than the sequel. I would rate this above Animal Crossing, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, and Super Mario Party in 100% all honesty. Like, for bang for buck experience, if you like Mario at all and like you would play like an off-genre game, this is such a good game to play, and it's super cheap pretty much all the time. Like, if you're just looking for something to keep hard drive space on your Switch, absolutely grab this game when it's on sale. It might even go cheaper when it's on the Switch too. I don't know. Really, really, really good series. The game mechanics are really good. It did become a bit imbalanced with abilities that your characters had and figuring it out and all that type of stuff, but that's what these games are kind of about. And I don't necessarily think this game was marketed towards kids. I think it was just marketed towards your family movie. Like, probably the same people who would play this would probably be the same people who would have gone and saw the Super Mario Brothers movie. That's probably my demographic for this. It's challenging if you make it. Some of the stuff is super busted, but it's just a good experience. Like, there's a bunch of Nintendo references. I have never played any of the Rabbids games, like the party games that would have been on like the Wii or the Wii U, that had all of these characters in it. This was kind of my first experience with these characters. They weren't super overbearing because of it. Like, it was, this is a funny gimmick. They're all nutcases and running around and doing all this weird shit. Like, I like that. I thought it was cute. Probably because I wasn't overexposed to them first. Just, yeah, really, really good game. I can't say enough good things about it. And I don't know how they came up with this. It's like Kingdom Hearts. Like, how the hell do you come up with that concept and put two things together? But it worked really well. Would strongly recommend this game. Absolutely. Then we move on to another banger of a game. I just have to find it. Because... why is it not showing up? There it is, okay. It's amazing how many games I played in such a short period of time, too. Like, in 2020, that's when they started going ham with that. They started going crazy with that shit. Alright. The next game that I played after that was Luigi's Mansion 3. This game came out on Halloween in 2019. And I played this game in May of 2020. This game is on NL Plus now if you want to go and watch the entire playthrough of me doing this. I really liked the first Luigi's Mansion. I have very fond memories of playing it. It was short though, because when I bought that game, like EB Games or Electronics Boutique or GameStop, whatever you want to call it, they had like their 7-day return policy. And I played that game so much that I finished it in 4 days. And my stupid ass said, I finished this game now. Why would I want to keep the game? So I returned it and got something else. And then I regret that ever since, because that game is expensive as hell now. But I never played the second one on the 3DS. I wasn't a super big 3DS guy, mainly because it hurt my eyes when I tried to play something like that on a small screen for a long period of time. So when this came to a home console, was really, really happy about it. It was just a really good experience with this game. Like, it's not world beating. I thought some of the mechanics with the stuff was really good. It played into the horror elements a little bit more in the beginning with like the story and like people getting kidnapped and you had to go and find them. The areas were a lot bigger. It was more of a puzzle game because you had to kind of find the elevator pieces and do all of that type of stuff. It was a solid experience. Like, it's not on the same level as like Mario Odyssey is for me, but it's a solid, like, probably like a solid 7.5. Doesn't do anything I hate, doesn't do anything I love to death, but it's another good Nintendo experience, you know what I mean? It's kind of hard to explain. I did finish this game though. I finished it in 4 streams, and the total amount of hours that I spent playing it was just under 14 hours. So I actually spent less time playing this game than I did Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. And when I was talking about that before, I said that game was pretty short in terms of like how long I thought it would go. This was definitely longer than the GameCube one, I'm pretty sure, when I played it. But yeah, it's around that like 15-20 hour mark, I think. I wasn't like playing this obsessively either. Like when I played this, I did finish it within a week. But I wasn't like rushing to the finish or anything like that. Luigi was kind of cute, but it was a bit complicated to try and use the mechanic. But yeah, I thought it was cute. I liked it. I'd probably put this in a similar tier as Mystery Dungeon. Wouldn't be recommending this at its full price now. But I would probably recommend it if it ever went on like a larger sale after the Switch 2 comes out. I still like the first one for... Again, this is exactly the same as the Mario and Rabbids thing. Sometimes the first iteration of something just hits different. It's got a different vibe to it. Like, you can tell there's ideas popping out. Just a very interesting experience of me standing in an elevator. But I would probably think this is better than Pokemon Mystery Dungeon and the experience that I had with it. I'd probably put this under Super Mario Party, though, for how I felt about it. Still a really good game, though, but not something I'd be paying, like, my full 70 Australian dollars for. Like, give me maybe, like, 30, 40 bucks, I'd be pretty good with it, but as we know, these games don't always go on sale. Because reasons and stuff. And now, the next one is a big one. This is... Like, I could talk about this forever. But we only talk about it now. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I played this game a heck of a lot, and I intend to play it more. This game came out on April 28th of 2017 on the Switch. The Wii U version, which I also did play on stream, was released on the 31st of May 2014. So this game, as of now, effectively, is a decade older. That's kind of messed up to think about. The new Mario Kart game comes out in simply a matter of days from me talking about this game. Everything about this game is just great. The online, for pretty much 95% of when I played it, worked really well. I had some issues with people trying to join servers that I would make, and like it would kick them out and they wouldn't be able to join back in. But the amount of fun that I've had with this game is absolutely insane. Being able to play online with friends, it's just the one game that everybody has. Like, it's just, this is one of the games that if you have this console, this has to be on your shelf. It's just so insanely good. I will very likely probably still play this even when the new one comes out, if their servers stay up. I only very recently did the single player stuff. I'm not for competitive online play. That's not really my steez. I just like messing around and having fun. But a lot of people do play this online and have a lot of fun with this game. But I played this game so much. The first time that I played this game was the 18th of May 2020. And the last time that I played it up until now was probably a matter of a couple of weeks ago. And I have said I'm going to play this again before the new one comes out, so I will very much be playing this game again in the next day or two. That's how much I like this game. To my knowledge now, the total amount of streams that I have done with this game so far is at least 34 of them. I probably, when I look at how long in between the streams that I did of this, most of them are usually about once a month. So I see like September, October, I take a break. April, May, June, July, August, September. Little gaps here and there. And this is also another one of those games that I didn't go too hard on. About 3 hours is about my sweet spot with this game. If I played this obsessively for like 6 hours at a time, I'd probably get really sick of it. Not because I think it's bad, just some things like this you just gotta have little bits and little bits. And I loved that, like, one of my favorite streams I've ever done was being able to play this game with the boys and the Chugs and his brother B Fresh and Chris, and even the Mario Kart thing, not the Mario Kart, the Mario Party thing. I personally place so much value into being able to do streams and being able to play games with them like this. I live on the complete opposite side of the world as these guys, and for a very long period of time, Australians were found it very, very difficult to play games with Americans. Even when like League of Legends became popular, like if you wanted to play with an American friend, good luck, your ping would be all over the place. But even games like this, I'm able to come in now and be able to play, and it makes me so happy. And for many years, I just didn't have the luxury of being able to do it. And it's just so nice to be able to have this. But yeah, that stream is like one of my favorite memories that I have of any stream experience. This is a must-have for any Switch collection, and I am absolutely adamant about that. Even when the new one comes out, this is a different experience. I have a feeling that there is a chance that people may come back to this game after they've played a fair bit of World, because from what I've seen, at least from the trailers and stuff, it's more of an open world thing. This is very much a get in, get your races done, do some battle modes, have your fun, and then get out. Where I don't know if that will be the same or if it will be different. I'm not sure. I'm trying to stay as spoiler-free as possible. But this is definitely worth the money. Even for me, at a full price, at a full retail price, this is still worth the money. So I probably would have paid like 60 Australian dollars for this. So in American, that's probably like 45-ish. I don't know where that equates to you as a good value deal, but for the amount of times that I played this game, including the DLC tracks that came out for it, the other really good thing that I liked about this was they brought DLC out for this, and they effectively doubled the amount of tracks. Some of them were throwbacks to previous games, some of them were new ones, some of them were from the mobile game. I personally never played the mobile game, but I was able to purchase the DLC personally myself, and everyone else that was playing was able to play with me on those tracks, even if they didn't own it. And I think that's a really good decision by whoever made that decision to do that. Definitely helped people become involved in the streams that I did, because a lot of people would ask, do I have to own this? No, you don't. My fondest memories of this game is obviously any time I would have got Mount Wario, because I would pull out the ass cheeks. Being able to, like, in the beginning, I would call it on the fly, and I would say, all right, next race, everybody has to be a Toad, and everyone would do it. A lot of my joy from this game comes from you guys being here with me and playing it and having fun and playing in the spirit of just having fun and not being competitive with it. I just really enjoyed that, and it was a very easy game that I could pick up, put in my console, and play without thinking, oh, is this going to be fun? Is it not? Is it going to be boring? Like, every single time is good, and everybody has fun when they're here. Some people will pop in for a couple races and then leave. Some people will be here for the whole time. So this is also a shout out to anybody that was here at any point when I was playing this game and you popped in for a little bit just to race or anything like that. Thank you for making this game so enjoyable to play, because I definitely stream this game the most out of any game that I ever played. So it's a great game. I'll be playing more of it, especially in the next day or so. But yeah, just a super, 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 super good game. Would recommend. Not 10 out of 10. Maybe like an 8.5 to a 9. But for my enjoyment factor, definitely a 10. This is going good so far. It's because I'm watching the footage while I'm doing it. I'm getting it. It's bringing back the memories, which is great. Because some of these games I genuinely forgot how they made me feel. Alright, the next game on my list that I played was Yoshi's Crafted World. This game came out on the Switch, I believe, March 29th, 2019. This was another game that I didn't get to when it very first came out. This I played on the 20th of May of 2020. I know there was a 3DS version of this game. I have not played it, didn't know much about it. I need to drink water, sorry. I owned the amiibos for this game. That's my biggest input for this is I own the amiibos. I have the 3 different yarn colors. I have the pink, the blue, and the green one, and also the giant one. I do not have Poochie, and I'm very upset about it, because he is very expensive now, and I hate it. I do remember my experience with this game being okay. It was a game that I kind of just wanted to get to the end of, and not really complete much. I don't know if just because I didn't feel much about it, or if it just wasn't for me. Visually, it felt very similar to like Yoshi's Story on the Nintendo 64, if any of you have played that. I didn't play that. I did play that. I remember renting that game, and I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I don't know why. Like, Yoshi's Island on the Super Nintendo was fine. I just didn't like that. I don't know why. I just wasn't the biggest fan of it. It's cute. It's got really cool designs on it. Like, this definitely played into the Paper Mario world. Everything is made of like cardboard and sticky tape holding together and glue and like scissors and staplers and all that stuff. But I don't remember wanting to spend much time with this. I just kind of wanted to complete the story for what it was. I never 100%ed the game, which is what I said with Super Mario Odyssey is probably more of a tell than anything, that it was okay. I would not, if I had my time again, I would not buy this at its full retail price, and it probably isn't something I would recommend unless you are an absolute diehard Yoshi fan. This game is also not multiplayer. This game kind of suffers the Kirby problem, where these kind of games you would think have the best possible chance of succeeding if you could play with other people, but it just doesn't. I think some of these games may have had local multiplayer, but not online, which is the crux of, like, that's where my friends are. Even like the newer Kirby game doesn't have online multiplayer, and that's I just feel like it's a missed opportunity, especially for a game like this to extend its lifespan. Like, this game had a really small lifespan in my brain and in my head. Up until this point, this game would probably be my least favorite game that I had played. Probably less than Like, I'm putting this under Animal Crossing, so it's, like, probably at the bottom. Again, I don't hate it. It just didn't do much for me, personally. Like, if you look at this, like, while I'm talking, it's adorable. Like, it's got Little Big Planet vibes. It's got... Everything about it is cool. Just for some reason, it just didn't... It didn't hit the spot that it needed to for me. And I like Yoshi, don't get me wrong. So I don't know what it was. If you play this and you enjoy it, I absolutely love that for you. But yeah, just for some reason it just didn't stick with me. But still a solid enough game. I played only 2 streams of this and a total of 7 hours. So 3.5 hours both ways, and I was able to get to the end of the game. But I feel like at partway through the second stream, I was kind of like, I'm just getting to the end. I don't care how I get there or how long it takes. I'm just gonna get there. So that's what it was. It was a short one, but a good one. But I still streamed it, which is the most important part. It was still fun. What do we got next? Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Alright, where are we? We are VR. Okay. This 1,000-year door count as a Switch game? Yes. Any game that was for the Nintendo Switch that I played, I will be showing. So that will come up at some point. And I did mention one of these games before. This was the original. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition for the Nintendo Switch. This was probably my first foray into a really, really long game. Like, I played Mario Kart for a long time, but that was over the span of 5 years. This game is a really solid RPG experience, and it is definitely Rhine time. This was probably where I really started getting my feet as wanting to stream for longer periods of time, and people were liking that it was not, you know, and up until that point, the NL channel was very high energy, lots of things going on, loud noises, heavy commentary, all that type of stuff. And this, after I started playing stuff like this, it was a lot more laid back. This was probably the game where I found my mojo as, like, the type of thing that I wanted to be playing and how I wanted to present, I guess, as a solo streamer, like when I'm just doing my own things. Because, like, I can be up there, like, I can be up, like, my energy can be really high, but sometimes I just want to chill and just play stuff, and it's just really good fun. This game was really, really good, but I did play this after I played 2. So I can see why people really liked this, because this one definitely feels like an old school RPG with, like, heavy quest stuff with huge worlds. I couldn't imagine what people would have felt like playing this game on the Nintendo Wii, like, that many years ago. It probably would have felt weird, but it definitely holds up now. I still like Xenoblade 2 more than this, just because that was the one that I played first, so I have the memories of it. And the stories are vastly different. The story with this is dark. And they're just as British as each other, but the stories do blend into themselves. I won't spoil too much about it, but there are... Somehow, I don't know if we'll find this out in later games that haven't come out yet, but they might all be joined together, who knows. But I played this game a total of 14 streams. Most of them average somewhere between 4 to 4.5 hours-ish, which is pretty solid. Like, for the other streams that I was doing up until this point, it was about 3 to 3.5. So this was the game where I'm like, okay, I can settle in now and feel like I'm doing some stuff. The total amount of hours that this game spent me to do was just under 53.5 hours, which I reckon would be definitely on par with most of these games. I believe Xenoblade 3 was a bit longer. This would probably be pretty similar to Xenoblade 2, I think, in terms of length of it. But your solid RPG experience, that about 50-hour mark, if it hits like that 50 and then goes over, that's your solid JRPG experience. Really, really good game. It's really hard for me to put this above Xenoblade 2. into like just my experience with the game. That was my first one. It was a lot more sunshine and rainbows. The plot was a bit different to this. This is a bit grittier. I'm probably okay. I'm gonna put it somewhere, and I'm not gonna spoil where it is, because at the end of this, I'm gonna give you my total power rankings of the games that I recommend. But I put it underneath the Xenoblade 2. But yeah, really, really good game. I'd give this like a solid 7.5 to an 8. If you know what you're getting into, you're gonna have a hell of a time. I still think 2 is more accessible for new players. And I don't think my experience of going from Xenoblade 2 to Xenoblade 1, I don't think I missed anything with that. I don't think I got spoiled of anything. I think it was perfectly fine to do that. So if you want to follow in that footsteps and do it that way, you might like that. But yeah, really, really good game. I'm happy that I finally got a chance to play it and a chance to own it. All of the Xenoblade games, I do want to mention just for fun. I own all of the collector's editions for them. So they came in like a slightly larger case. They're all the same size. It's kind of like the size of a large book. 1, 2, and 3 all had one. It had like a steel case thing. It came with art books. Some of them came with extra bits inside of it. That was kind of at that point when Nintendo's like, let's do some things with the collector's editions. I think Fire Emblem did one that was very similar. In Australia, it was kind of like an extra $20 on top of the game to get something like that. I just like collecting stuff like that, like those pieces of history. Much like Amiibos and stuff, I like those. Like, I have the Shulk one, I have the Pyra and Mithra ones, all that type of stuff. Yeah, really solid. Good. This game holds a good place in my memory. Like, I always have fond memories of this game. Really, really good. Good's like, yeah, solid 7.5 out of 10. I don't know if there are any major bugs from the Wii game that they fixed in this, but it was a very solid experience from start to finish. Some of the gigantic jumps it would make me do was insane, and trying to find things sometimes is a bit confusing. I think I remember the map navigation in this was a bit rough. Trying to, I need to find this location, but it's underneath me here, or I have to teleport to here. Oh, I didn't unlock that for some reason. Okay, I have to walk really far to go and get that. This is definitely the walkie simulator. If you like walkies, then go for it. Good game. Okay. There is a game in here that I don't have any video footage of for some reason. When I played Mario Kart once and the servers went down as soon as I started stream, I played Mario Tennis Aces for like an hour. I don't have much of an opinion on it because I played it for just like an hour. So I have no opinion on that game at all, but for the sake of being my continuity and my total hours of when I streamed Switch games, I have to add it. I remember doing a bit of the single player play for that game, and then the Mario Kart servers went back up and I went back to playing Mario Kart. So maybe that says more than it should about what I think of that game. But anyway, on to the next. Where are we? We are here. Alright. The next game that I played on Streamerino. I'm gonna just try and get this video to be in a different spot. There we go. Cool. Was Paper Mario The Origami King, which came out on July 17th, 2020, and I played it the day that it came out, so this was probably around the era now, especially going with Xenoblade also, which came out on the 29th of May, and I played it the same day. This, I also bought on the same day and played it, because I really liked getting into this. Like, day one, Australian release, I'm playing it before most other people have played it. I wasn't going to get spoiled of anything. People were coming in and curious because, you know, they want to get a bit of a watch of the game before they make an investment themselves. I really love that idea, and I will continue to try and do that because I just think it's a very unique opportunity that I have to do it. But this game was... I had played Color Splash on the Wii U. I didn't finish that game. I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I had also played Sticker Star on the 3DS, and a lot of people do not like that, and I did not either. The amount of backtracking and having to go and collect this to get this to do this. Oh, you need that again? Go back and do that same process over and over again. Oh, you need the scissors to cut this piece of paper on this thing? Go and do this 30-minute fetch quest to get it again. Like, it was just... I don't know where they fell off of their way. Like, the original Paper Mario on the 64, so good. The Thousand Year Door, absolutely fantastic. One of my favorite games. Super Paper Mario, one of the most underrated Mario, like, franchise games I reckon exists. That game is super good, and it's really different than the other Paper Mario games, but it's still really, really good. If you have never played it, I still recommend it. This game, I remember vividly playing probably about 2 to 3 streams of it, and at some point, this was probably one of the first games where I questioned if I wanted to continue playing it. I don't know why I felt that way. I think it might have just because of the way that the game was kind of dragging out a bit. You'd go to your world, you'd have this character that's constantly talking in your ear, having to go, again, back and forth, collecting all of these things. You needed a bunch of coins to do things, so you had to go and grind for coins, and like in a Mario game, it's not really what I'm kind of used to for that. Especially when a game like this kind of... It's not as fast-paced as something like Mario Sunshine, right? If I need to go get coins, great. I can go and jump and flip and do all these other weird things. In this game, I'm just kind of running and jumping really small heights off the ground. But I remember saying on stream, I'm pretty sure I remember saying, I'm not sure if I'm going to finish this, but I'm going to think about it and I'm going to come back to it. I made the choice to come back to it, and I'm really glad that I did. This game had a much better second half of the game compared to like that, like second quarter, I reckon, because the second quarter was probably about the part that I started dragging a bit, but there were other worlds that came into the game which were really, really good. I'm glad that I persisted with it. I just kind of hate that I had to make that thought to have that choice. When you've got 2 Paper Mario games on the Switch, where one of them is a remake of a really, really good GameCube game, it's almost impossible for me to sell this game over the other one. It's still a good experience if you want a unique Paper Mario experience that you haven't played yet. It's fine. It's probably gonna suffer a similar fate to the Yoshi's Crafted World. It is better than that game, in my opinion. I had fun with it, but I had fun playing many other games on the Switch that I would probably recommend over this. This is like, if you find this for really heavy on sale, or like at a flea market, or whatever, maybe might be worth an investment, but I spent 6 streams playing this game for a total of just over 25 hours, so I still got a fair bit of time out of it. I got more out of this time-wise than Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, and Luigi's Mansion, for example. Yo, AEW Games! Thank you for the raid! Hello, guys. I am doing a review of every single Nintendo Switch game that I've played. So if you have a Switch, or if you're going to be buying one because they're going to drop in price because the Switch 2 comes out, I'm reviewing literally every game that I've ever played. This is Paper Mario the Origami King, and I played this in July of 2020. I've gone through a bunch of games so far. One of them was Mario Kart that I did play with the Chugs. That's one of my favorite streams of all time. But I'm gonna try and get back on track with what I was doing, and you'll keep up with what I'm doing, because I'm making a little tier list of everything that's going on as well. And Upsline, thank you for the 52 months, son. Yeah, this game was really hard for me to rate. I would probably rate this... Oh, do I rate this better than Animal Crossing? No, I don't. I think Animal Crossing, for my bang for buck, is a better experience than this game. I know they are very different games, but I am rating every single game that I have played on the Switch, and I'm gonna give my ultimate recommendations of what you should be buying if you are looking for a game to play. Brennan, Manny, and Ricochet were playing the Elden Ring game. I've seen that's so popular. I'm not an Elden Ring guy, but it looks... I like watching it. I don't like playing it. Okay, but yeah, this game was 25 hours is still pretty decent. I didn't 100% this game, at least I don't remember. I think I just wanted to get through the story, have my fun with it, and end. This mechanic system was okay. I still really like your quick turn-based stuff. Like, when I played Thousand Year Door, this felt like a snail's pace compared to that game. This had more thought process in it, right? You needed to, because some of these puzzles are really difficult. You had to slide the panels around, you had to match things up, you had to defeat them in like 3 turns, and if you didn't, you take a crap ton of damage, like that type of stuff. If you like this kind of slow, methodical stuff, this is probably more of like, if I knew what I was getting into before I played it, I probably would have enjoyed it more. But I felt like I was kind of expecting a bit of a faster paced battle mechanic. I would definitely be rating the Thousand Year Door over this. But still, a decent enough game. I'd probably give it like anything over 5 is a pass. I'd probably give this like a 6. Maybe a 6.5 if I'm super generous. Not something that I would probably be recommending wholeheartedly for you to be playing, unless you really like the Paper Mario games. But again, I would buyers beware on that even still. Okay. Oh boy. I just saw what's on my list, and I am looking forward to this. But this is going to be a really hard one to... This is going to be a really hard one. Oh, it's a hard one. It is now time to talk about one of my favorite games I have ever played in my life. And I put this video in literally any other spot except there. Welcome to Super Mario Sunshine on the Mario 3D All-Stars collection. This came out on the 18th of September 2020, and I started playing this game on the 22nd of September, so like a couple days after it came out. I know this game is not available now, so it's really hard for me to recommend you should buy this, because this game isn't full RRP anymore. This game, like, if you buy the 3D All-Stars thing that has Super Mario Sunshine, Super Mario Galaxy, and Super Mario 64 in like a single cartridge that you can play, it has the full soundtracks of all the games on it too. That's really, really good. I bought this when it was its normal price, which was probably about 70 Australian, so American, you're probably sitting around like... shit, I don't know, like 45, maybe? This was one of those games, they did like a 35th anniversary thing, and they removed this from any type of sale on the 31st of March, 2021. And I thought that was really stupid. I'll get into that later for a specific reason. But let's talk about one of my favorite games ever. A lot of people don't like this game. You either love this game or you hate it. I first played this game on the GameCube when I very first got my GameCube, and it is one of my favorite games ever. I just really liked how the mechanics of how it feels. It honestly doesn't really feel that much different to the GameCube one. Probably that it's just upscaled a bit, like graphically. I don't think there are any major changes to it. This was just another excuse for me to play one of my favorite games ever. I'm super nostalgic for this. This probably sits again in a category of its own. Just an absolutely fantastic game. I like this game more than Mario 64. I like this game more than Mario Galaxy. I like this game more than Mario Odyssey. That's really saying a lot, because I really, really like Mario Odyssey. When I'm giving my recommendation for this cartridge, I'm probably giving it as like an all-encompassing. So I did play Mario Galaxy, but I'm going to like recommend it as a single cartridge. This has got to be on the exact same tier as Mario Odyssey, if not higher, which at the moment I do have it higher because it has more than one game on it for the same price. But it is a re-release of an older game, so it's a hard sell, but this is my personal experience, and I can only go with what I have. This game, I had a total of 5 streams. I did 100% this game, and my total time with this was just under 20 hours. Pretty much the exact same experience as I remember. I'm always really nervous when I play games that I played when I was a kid, and I have very nostalgic feelings for, because what if I go play it now and I realize, oh, this game actually sucks ass. Like, this isn't as good as I remember it. But when I played it, it felt exactly the same. I was very happy that I did so. And I don't know, like, I'm super sentimental about it, and it was really good for me to actually be able to go, look, guys, this is the game that I love. Look, look, look. Like, you know, like, kids that are pointing, like, look at this. You seeing this, Mom? Like, look at that. That was me. That's me with this game. I'm pointing at the screen while I'm literally talking to you right now. Just so good. Fantastic. It ran really well. Can't say enough about it. Still an absolute bummer that they stopped selling it. That I really don't understand it. One of the weird, questionable decisions that they made. It is what it is. But yeah, fantastic game. And then that brings me to the next one. Which, boy, do I have words for this. I have so many words for this game that I'm about to show on the screen. Because, holy shit, this game blew my mind. We are now showing you Super Mario Bros. 35. This game was released on October the 1st, 2020, so about 2 weeks after Mario 3D All-Stars came out. This is definitely an era in my streams that I loved the most, and I definitely did not take advantage of it. I did not believe the bait. I thought there's no way Nintendo would stop selling a game or stop having a game. Tetris still exists. F-Zero, to this day, I believe, still exists. Why would they get rid of their franchise guy's game on the 31st of March, 2021? I don't understand it. But I have to talk about this game anyway. I loved this game. I don't know why. Like, it's just Mario just running around and doing stuff. I just loved the mechanic of it. I loved how quick it was. Being able to just do all of this insanity. Again, another Nintendo Online thing that worked. This game had... like, I was connected to 34 other people. I have no idea where the hell they were, but it was flawless. Like, I didn't have any connectivity issues. There wasn't any input delay. There was no lag. There was nothing like that. Just super good. I did not believe that they were going to get rid of this, and when I realized that they were, I was so bummed. It was just so good. This was a game I could just pick up and play for like an hour at any point, like ending a stream or like after we had done something wrestling related or whatever. It was just so incredibly good, and I do remember winning a bit. I thought I was pretty good at it, which was what probably made me enjoy it more. I streamed this apparently a total of 12 times, and the amount of hours that I spent streaming it was about 31.5 hours. I definitely played this a lot more off stream probably than I remember. For a funny little tidbit, I never uninstalled this game. This game is still on my Switch. You can still open the game. You get taken to the menu screen, and if you try to proceed from the menu screen, it does nothing. But I am not deleting that game from it. Not in my life. I can't reckon, like, this is I have to put this in a special tier because you cannot play this game anymore. It is not real. This is a fever dream. This is a figment of your imagination. This was one of my favorite experiences on the Switch. Because it was just so unique. Honestly, we were eating good with Mario 3D All-Stars and this. And it's just such... I cannot stress how disappointed I am that you cannot play this game anymore. It blows my mind, and pretty much every month I think about this game and want to play it. And it sucks so bad that I cannot play this. It's just weird. It's just so weird. But I do have some of these streams. As you can see, this is literally me playing it. They will be on NL Plus at some point in the future. But just an incredible amount of fun. Incredible amount of fun. Did you guys finish Money's in the Bank? It's on YouTube as we speak. Aha! All right. This is a game right here. This is a game. Okay. The next game on my list, again, another very unique experience that I played online with my friends. Super Mario 3D World with online co-op. This game originally was on the Wii U. It came out in November of 2013. They did a re-release of this game on the Switch, February 12th, 2021. They did release another DLC for this. I believe it was called Bowser's Fury, that was released in like a big pack together. I don't believe I have that. That little extra gameplay was also co-op, but it was local co-op, which kind of sucks because this game had online co-op. I don't understand that, but I played this with Duel, I played this with Chris Denkops, and I played this with Johnny as well. This game though had a lot of delay. I was the one hosting this, and you can probably see on the bottom right of the screen, like it's doing it like its little syncing thing. I do know the boys had a bit of trouble trying to platform correctly in this with that, so that kind of took a bit of the pizzazz out of it, because if your character's constantly dying, how much fun can you have with a game like this? But we played this once, but because of how the online was just a bit buggy, like you can see like the frame rate drops a bit when running around because of having 4 people playing online. I really wish the online in this was better, because we would have played the whole damn thing if we did. So good, though. I had fun when I did. We played this once. It was just under 4 hours. This video is on NL Plus right now if you want to go and watch it. If you want to hear Johnny yell at Duel for 4 hours, it's definitely worth your enjoyment. It's really hard for me to rate this because I didn't play it enough for me to merit that, but I had fun with it still. I am going to place this above Animal Crossing purely because it was co-op and I had fun playing co-op, and I didn't feel like I was cheaped out because like it didn't work as I expected it to, but it was still fun for the amount of time that I did, and I just go with how it made me feel. Yeah, if you kind of know what you're getting with the ba era Mario, like I'm so glad they moved on from this and went to Odyssey and what later you will see in this video. This era of Mario, I just hope it's fine. I just hope they don't go back to it unless they do something massively different. It's they all, for like 5 to 10 years, a lot of these games just felt the same. It's like, what am I doing? But yeah, it was fine for what it was. If you have relatives like younger nephews or even kids, if you're wanting to play a co-op game with kids, this might be a really good game for you to play, because if your character dies, they will come back. You can kind of babysit them through it. It's also very colorful and 3D, so there's a lot of good stuff to look at. For your family Switch experience, this is probably another, like, a good investment to have. I think it's one of, like, if you have a family Switch, this might be something to look at. Might be worth a try. That's another way to look at it. Okay. Oh boy, I almost forgot about this game. Almost forgot about this game. All right. Where am I? I am here. Okay. I was just trying to find a good spot for the video. This was a new Pokemon Snap. I had not played the original Pokemon Snap for many years, and I was very interested to see how this game was going to be, and honestly, I was thoroughly impressed. Probably the biggest thing that this game had, if this game was on, like, if they gave this game series another crack on the Switch 2, I think this game would look insanely good. I think the problem that this game had was just the limitations of the hardware. They wanted to make it look really good, like a lot of the really fancy flashing colors and bright lights and stuff. Like, you can see, like, the glowing on the characters, like the Bidoof down there. It was just a bit, like, it doesn't look right. if you know what I mean. But this game was really, really, really fun. There was so much stuff post-game that I didn't do because I just kind of wanted to get through this main story crux of it, but you could do a lot of completion of stuff in this game. There was there were other levels that I didn't complete properly or get to. A heck of a lot of different Pokemon were represented here, which I thought was really good. Just a really solid game. Like, how I mentioned with Luigi's Mansion 3, it's a solid game. I would probably say this is more solid than Luigi's Mansion 3. But I played this game twice on stream, and for a total of 12 hours. So when I played it for a long time, which meant I was really enjoying when I played it. Like, the release stream that I did was 6.5 hours, which is pretty good for a game like this. But yeah, only 12 hours again. But I also did say that I didn't complete the whole thing. So honestly, playing this just made me kind of want to go back and play the original one. Both are still very good though, but I reckon this is probably going to be very similar to Pokemon Legends in my brain, that if this was put on better hardware, or was visually looked better than it does, it would be so much better in my mind. It's just kind of, sometimes it's hard to go past the visual appearance of it. Like, some games have like a specific graphic design, which, you know, is not meant to look like a AAA game. This game like kind of tries, but it doesn't. Like, some stuff just doesn't look... I don't know why, but the glowing on them just doesn't look right to me. It's hard to explain. It's a similar problem to like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. We'll get to that when I get to it. But yeah, another really solid game. But again, I didn't get a whole lot of time out of it, so it depends on where you equate your money. If you equate your money to enjoyment or how much time you can get out of a game, it really depends. But I would put this just a little bit over Luigi's Mansion, I think. Okay. The next game is another really solid game, but another unexpected really solid game of what I played. This is Mario Golf Super Rush. This is an unexpected sleeper in the entire Switch catalog. A lot of people will go, this wasn't that great. But I personally had a shit ton of fun with this. But I know there are very big flaws with this game. You are watching Johnny's perspective of a stream, because Johnny actually really started playing this game, really liked it, which I was really surprised. This game came out on the 25th of June. I streamed this on the 25th of June, and I remember that because I was sick. But I pushed through it. I was losing my voice at the time. Multiplayer-wise, this game is really, really good. The single-player campaign of this game sucked. It kind of felt really padded on. It felt incomplete. It didn't have much meat to it. If you're playing this purely from a single-player perspective, you're not going to get much of a kick out of a single-player campaign. It kind of sucked. But everything else about this game, feel-wise, was really, really good. This was, as I mentioned earlier in the stream, another one of those games where they added content later at no cost. So they added different characters, they added different courses, one of them being a course of New Donk City, which was really, really fun. Very different too. But I've always been a Mario Golf guy. Like, I love the one on the 64. One of my favorite games ever is the one on the GameCube. Toadstool Tour on the GameCube is one of my favorite games. I never played the one on the 3DS, but whenever I played online with this, I had a lot of fun. This is very similar to Mario Kart in my brain. Like, I could very easily turn on my Switch, play a couple of hours of Mario Kart, play a couple of hours of this online, and have some fun. I did end up making my own challenges with this game. I started doing drivers only, so I would play the entire golf course only using a driver. That was really fun. We did that online a couple of times, and it was an absolute disaster. I ended up doing some streams where I did every single course and every single hole with a driver and I timed myself. That was really fun. I had so much fun with that. There's just something about having an open playing field like this and just going for it. Like, I'm a sports game guy. I like sports games. The core part of this game they got really right. I just felt like this needed maybe 6 months to a year in the oven, a little bit longer, to get the other stuff right. Because this could have really been an all-timer Mario sports title if it had a bit more meat to it. Like, it's one of those games where the fun is made by the people you're playing it with, not so much the meat that's already in the game, which is... There's not very many other game modes for it. It's just kind of, here's your whole play, here's your stroke play, here's your adventure, go for it. It's kind of like, here's some blocks, do what you, like, build your own thing. Really, really good. Like, this is, again, me personally talking about this game. I had a ton of fun with it. So I have to put that pretty high on the list of my experience. But I'm trying to think about where I put it. Where do I put it on this list that I currently have? I will show you the full list when I finish all of the streams that I've done. We're not too far off. I'm just trying to think of where I put it. You know what? I'm going to put it underneath this. I'm going to put it underneath that one. How's that? I like that. But yeah, really, really good game. Probably wouldn't be recommending it at full price. Again, one of those games that doesn't go on special. They really should. For the love of God. But if you have friends that like these types of games, or like again, the core mechanic is really good. I can't stress enough. It's just the extra bits that don't quite get there. If they make another one for the Switch too, I am really curious to see what they do with it, because could be cool. I also finished... Wait, did we all finish the same? Oh, hell yeah, look at that. That's a beautiful way to show the end of the video. That's awesome. Good stuff. I do want to mention, because I almost did forget, I'm going to go back to it. I played that game a total of 8 times for a total of just under 30 hours on the stream. But that's another game I could bring out for 2 hours and have perfectly good fun with it, you know? So, another really solid Switch game. At least in my opinion. And here is another really solid one. Oh, boy. Let me talk about this game real quick. I just gotta bring up my thing for it. Holy. This is a game. And what a game. No, not Balatro. Balatro was on the Switch, but I didn't play it on the Switch. But this game, I have some things to talk about. Where are we? I'm just gonna make sure I'm gonna get a good representation of the game. Where are we? Come on. Alright, here we go. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games 2020. Or on the Nintendo Switch. Sega did a bunch of these games on other consoles, but they weren't specifically the Mario and Sonic games. They were just like the normal ones. If you've seen the video that we did where we made wrestlers in the Olympics games, they were really good. And you would think, oh, is this just the similar game but on the Switch? No. This game is really, really good. If you have played any of the other Mario and Sonic at the Olympic games, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. This game is really good. Really heavily underrated, and I don't see enough people talking about it. It has a complete contrast to the game I just talked about. The story in this game is so good. It's really in-depth and very charming for what it is. It has no right to be this good. It has a bunch of different sports in it. It has skating, it has surfing, it has all your track and field events you could want. It has a bunch of different 2D stuff as well, which is real, like, the way that they put those both together, really good. The soundtrack in the game is really good. Again, not a super long gameplay experience for me, but, like, I was I was quite frankly blown away with what this game threw at me. It felt like Saturday morning cartoon plot. Like the Mario and the Sonic characters yelling at each other and working together and all that stuff. Just like if I'll skip to like a different part. Like look, like here is Donkey Kong surfing. I don't know what more needs to be said. This is peak gaming right here. Sonic Balloon, Donkey Kong catching the waves. Like this is such good shit. I spent 2 streams playing this game to do the full story. It was about 6.5 hours to go through the single player story. It's probably not one of those games you're gonna pull out every month and start playing random stuff like Mario Kart, but hell, you could bring this out every like 6 months to a year and play some of the mini games and have a really good time. They just had, I don't know what they do with these games and how they do it. The energy in these games is just right. It feels good to play. Like, it's super, super fun. I hit the credits. What did I do? Oh, that's right, I did some other... Oh yeah, there's Sonic Riders in this for some reason. You remember this? This was in the Olympics. When I finished the story mode, I unlocked different game modes. That's what that is. And look, there's 2D story. This looks like something from Newgrounds, but nope, this is real. This was an actual published video game on the Switch. This is another one of those sleeper games that I would absolutely love to have in my library, but it's a very niche title, but I can't say enough good things about it. But I can't put it too high purely because it's a short game, but for the punch that it gives you, it punches really hard. But it's so good. I really like it. Solid game. Really good game. I say that a lot, that they're really good games, but honestly a lot of them are. I know when I have my Nintendo Switch that most of the games I'm going to buy are gonna be good. That's kind of the expectation I have with Nintendo titles. Like, I trust that I'm gonna get something good, which is if I don't get something good, I'm disappointed. Because my expectations are quite high. But we haven't come across many of those yet. Yoshi's Crafted World might hit that spot. But the next game that I have on my list is Mario Party Superstars, which came out in 2021, October 29th. I played this once on stream for a release stream, which went for about 4 hours. This game is the one that a lot of people were waiting for, I think. This is the one that took old boards from previous games and put them in a new setting. So this is Yoshi's... What's it called? I forget what this specific one was called, but this is from Mario Party 1. And I remember playing Mario Party 1 and loved the hell out of this. This was one of the games that I would have really loved to have played online with the boys. It just never came to be. But this firmly goes in the Mario Party category of it's really hard to rate, and it purely is graded by the people that you play with. This game had mini games from multiple games as well. So like, for example, this game that you see on screen is from Mario Party 3, I think. Mario Party 3 was pretty damn good too. It's really hard to keep up that standard. I'm so glad they moved away from the Mario Party 10 stuff, the Mario Party 9 stuff, and went to this after Super Mario Party that I showed earlier. I just like this feeling better. This is what I'm used to. This is what I like. Don't change things. I'm old and angry. No, really, really good game. I would personally rate this quality-wise higher than Super Mario Party. Again, and yeah, same thing that I said with the other one. I just wish there was more. The game needed more boards, I think. But as I said, this was in the era when like the Nintendo games would be released, and then in 6 to 12 months they'd add to it for free. I don't know if this game ever had that. Like Mario Golf did. That had almost another 50% of golf courses added to it. I don't know if this game had extra boards added to it. But a lot of people are like, oh, they'll do it later, surely. I don't remember if they did. But for quality-wise, I would put this over Super Mario Party. But for my personal experience when I played it, I had a lot more fun with Super Mario Party because I was able to play with my boys. And I loved that shit. But Yeah, with the Mario parties, you've just kind of got to pick your poison, find the one that you like, and stick with it. Nom. Delicious. Ah, okay. I like how I'm going down the list and going, ooh. Why am I not finding this? I should have it. Hold on a minute. Also, for this sake, I'm so glad that I kept... Like, we were able to move all the VODs when we did. Because I would have been so bummed if I wasn't able to keep any of this stuff. Do I not have it? Surely I should have it. Or is this one of those ones that got lost? Uh-oh. I might not have it, unfortunately. No, I may not. That's fine. Give me a second. And I will just bring up a video of it. This is a long play video of this game taken from the YouTube channel Nimbanyan. This is Pokemon Legends Arceus. This game I did not finish. Just because there was a bunch of stuff going on in my life at the time that I wasn't able to finish it. But it's kind of nuts looking at this game, right? Like, when you looked at Mario Party Superstars before, and, like, the amount of, like, graphical polish, look at the rocks. I almost forgot what this game looked like. My goodness. I played this game 3 times on stream for just under 20 hours. I remember getting probably about, like, 30 or 40% of the way through it. I am still looking forward to the second one when that game comes out later this year. This is a game that's really hard for me to place, because I, again, didn't finish it, but I do remember a lot of the core mechanics for it, so I can probably still give it a rating. This game came out on the 28th of January, 2022, and I played that the day after it came out. I will still give this a rating. I'm probably going to put that here. So, it's very fun for being like an open world, throw balls at stuff instead of having to enter combat. Just go, huh, and just yeet it. Like, that was pretty fun. And they did go into that with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet as well. But for my sake of me playing the game, that will go firmly there. But yeah, it was very interesting. I remember the start of this game was an absolute drag. I hope that the newer one is not so much like that. I remember cutscene after going out, then going back in, and then cutscene. It was very formulaic. And I wasn't the biggest fan of that. I kind of wanted to go color in my coloring book the way that I wanted to do it. And if I drew out of the lines, then that's fine. But this game was very, do this. Oh, you've done this? Go back here and watch this 20-minute cutscene in this building. And then go and buy this one piece of equipment. And then go and do this. And then, oh, here's a big cutscene about this. It was a bit hard. It was a bit hard. But the actual gameplay part was fun. But, yeah, it's a bit... Padding's not the word. You know what I'm trying to say. Game was interesting. It was very different for its time, and I'm glad they did it. And we'll see what the next one's like. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I guess I didn't keep the VODs for those because it was incomplete. Which makes sense to me, I guess. Let's see. Aha! Very cool. The next game I enjoyed very, very much. This is another member of the 100% of the game club. I'm just going to find a good cutscene spot. I mean, a video spot. This is Kirby and the Forgotten Land. This game came out on the 25th of March, 2022, and I played this game when it came out. Very, very solid game. This game had a lot of extra random things. So Kirby was eating fridges, he was eating cars, he was eating God knows what. A really good 3D platformer for this. I knew as soon as I picked this game up, I was going to 100% it, and I did. It's just cute. A lot of the worlds that you went into were really nice. It wasn't overly difficult, but it had a little bit of difficulty to it near the end, which I can appreciate. This game is also going to be getting an extra DLC expansion when the Switch 2 comes out. Will I play it? I don't know, because it's an extra cost on top of the game. But really, I remember having a ton of fun with this. And when I streamed it, and I streamed it quite quickly in succession, which means I had a lot of fun with it. I played this a total of 5 streams, and I streamed this just under 23.5 hours, so 100% this game. So I reckon that's pretty good. That was with all like the extra challenges, all the extra things, all the gacha stuff, because at the base, I remember there was like a gacha thing, there was a Coliseum, you had to collect a bunch of stickers, there was an extra world thing at the end. I don't want to spoil too much about it. This really felt like a proper, full franchise Kirby game. I did not play any of the previous Kirby games that came out on the Switch. There was another one that fell victim to the co-op, the game had co-op but not online thing. I don't remember buying that game. At least I don't think I did. Let me check my shelf. Oh no, I own it. Kirby Star Allies. I guess I just never played it. So that goes to show. I remember watching stuff about it. It was fine. Like, it's passable for a Kirby game, but this took my attention so much more. Yeah, really, really good game. Not quite as good as Mario Odyssey. Like, Mario Odyssey's up in its own echelon of things, but I would say this is more enjoyable for me than, like, Xenoblade. I would say this is a very Nintendo-esque game, I would say. So I will put that in this hidden location on my list. It's just cute. It's very easy to play. A lot of the mechanics are very easy to understand. You don't have to know much going into it. No, I haven't played the Return to Dreamland Deluxe on the Switch, I don't think. Yeah, really, really good game. I'd give this like a solid 7.5. I probably said the same thing when I finished playing it. One of those games makes you happy when you play it. For me, that's the Nintendo difference compared to, like, I've played PlayStation games my whole life. I've played PC games my whole life. Like, I've played a lot of games that are very wholesome and make me feel warm fuzzies on PC and on PlayStation, but Nintendo games have just this specific thing to them. I can't explain it. And you probably know exactly what I'm talking about, but you just can't describe it. That's what these games have for me. And there's nothing... You can't replace it, you can't beat it, it's just its own thing. But they're so good. The next game is a long one. It's another one of my long boys, as they were called. I just have to make sure that I get a thing. Cool, okay. We're in 2022 now, so I've gone through two full years of me streaming Switch games. This is only Switch games, by the way. I streamed the entirety of, like, Yakuza Hearts and a bunch of other stuff during me playing these games, by the way. So this isn't just me playing one after the other. I did so much other stuff in the middle of all of this. But, come on, video. Okay. This is Xenoblade Chronicles 3. This game came out on July 29th of 2022. The third game that I played in the series, I played 2 first, then the first one, and then went back to this one. Very, very different feeling. Unlike in Xenoblade 2, that had blades which attached to the 4 party members that you had. or the 3, I can't remember now. This one, you can see there's a lot more people going on the screen here. There is 7 people on that screen right now that were fighting things at once. You can control all of them. You can add different combinations to all of them. You can change their classes. You can change their equipment. There's a whole lot of extra business going on here. They really went in on the party management system with this. You can take people in. You can take people out. You can... there were extra characters you could come across in your adventures, and you could add them to your party. There was a lot of side things you could miss if you didn't do certain things. This game also had extra editions that came out later, like 6 months or so after the game played. I played this when it very first came out on... No, I didn't. I played this about a month later, because I was playing something else beforehand. It may have been Persona, if my memory serves, but I played this about a month... No, yeah, about a week or 2 after it came out in July. I played it on the 5th of August. I played this to a total of 9 streams for 51, just over 51 hours, which was very similar to the first Xenoblade that I played. That 50-hour JRPG spot is good. With this one, I definitely did not feel burnout. There was so many things you could do in this game, so many different mechanics. I did a bunch of side stuff. I don't think I did all of it, but... No, wait, hang on. I reckon I did. I reckon I went through and completed a decent chunk of this game, almost 100%. Because I remember going back and fast traveling through all the different places to get all of the quests done, and the certain drops that I needed for stuff. I reckon I did this game pretty comprehensively. And for a game this length, that's pretty good. My personal experience, I still like Xenoblade 2 better. But that's just my personal experience. Mechanically, it's a really solid game. Everything about it is really good. It's just your personal preference of what you like. But I personally enjoyed this more than the first one. But probably not as much as I enjoyed the second one. But this game also gives you a lot more lore. This game was very lore heavy, and also connected some dots. I won't say too much, but I really look forward to whatever this series does on the Switch too, because I will be there and I will be playing the damn hell out of it. Absolutely. I think I'm glad that these games were successful on the Switch, and I'm glad that I was able to play all of them, because there was no way I was going to get my hands on the Wii version of the first one for like $100 and something bucks. It just wasn't going to happen. Another chill game, another 50-hour one. This was a game that I was playing about 6 hours at a time. The finale of this playthrough when I did it was 8 hours, which was quite long for my standard, but that just means that I was really having fun with it. Gone are the days where I would do the little like 2-hour streams and get tired. Like games like this build my stamina up. They're not like super energetic where I'm losing my voice all the time. Just a really nice comfy experience. Like I love these games and I love being able to stream them. These are like my favorite types of games. Really, really good. Probably like another 7.5 to an 8. I still think Xenoblade 2 is better, but that's not discounting this one at all. You could play this on its own and have a hell of a lot of fun. The end part of the game is also really, really, really good. Like, all your twists and turns that you would expect a game like this to have. Super good. Okay. The next one. On to the next. This game was one that I probably played more off-stream than on. But I did a release stream of this game. I'm just going to make sure I get to actual playing of the game. Okay. This was Splatoon 3. This game came out on the 9th of September 2022. I played this on the release day that it came out. I had played the very first Splatoon 1 on the Wii U with the gamepad and all of that stuff. I played that with Duel a bit. Was such an interesting game when it came out. It was like you really wanted to play it a lot because it was exciting. It was a new venture. It was, oh, they're putting all their energy into this. I remember playing a little bit of Splatoon 2 and not enjoying it as much. I really wanted to get this game more for the other stuff that was like Salmon Run. I was a big Salmon Run guy in this game. I played that more off stream than anything. That whole, like, I like tower defense games. I like having to monitor different things. I like that it changed your weapons in this game. I didn't play online much. Like, I'm not the biggest PvP person for games like this. I just don't get much of an enjoyment out of them. This game does have a full single-player campaign as well, which is very lore-heavy for... if you've played Splatoon before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. All of these games are connected. They have different things going on. This is another game that tries to increase the lifespan of the game too. So they do Splatfests, which have different events that you can do. So you can play with other people. There's online matchmaking. There's the tower defense thing I was talking about. There's other game modes as well. But I really like Salmon Run. Almost Salmon Run was worth the money for this on its own. It was just really, really fun. It's just you can just space out and just play tower defense third-person shooter. Really, really good. That's a very personal preference. Unless you like games like this, it's really hard for me to recommend this. If you like the art style, you're going to love everything about this game. Like all the guns that are in it, the fact that you can customize your characters. You can customize the guns how you see fit. You can change how you play. Paint goes brr. Like, just watching this game is very satisfying. There's just colored paint going everywhere. Like, you know how it is with stuff like this. It's just satisfying. Yeah, it's a very interesting take on the series. I don't know... Again, another one of those games, even though it's a PvP game and doesn't really go on sale too much... So I'm gonna put it down here. I had a bit of fun with it, but not as much as I was expecting. Not to say the gameplay wasn't great. From what I see with everybody else that has played the previous games and played these ones, it does everything well. It may have been missing a couple of things when it was first released, but people seem to be happy with it now. That more of the lifespan that's come with it. Yeah, really solid game. I played this twice on stream for just under 8 hours, but I definitely played more of this off stream. Just a nice, comfy pick up, play for an hour, put down. I wouldn't want to play this game for too long at once. A lot of Nintendo games are like that, huh? Now on reflection. Like Mario Golf, Mario Kart, something like this. You play for a little bit and you turn it off and you play something else. I wonder if that's a part of their MO. Where, like this, we want these to be fun for a little while and not be, like, hyper addictive. But yeah, solid enough game, but... I wait for a sale price if the sale price ever comes. It's really hard to recommend games like that are... you just know they're never going to go on special. They're never going to have a sale price. It's going to be exact... Like, all of these games that I'm showing you are the same price because they never change. That's just how it is. And now we're on to another game that I also really enjoyed. Another crossover game. Another cool man game. This one, Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. I mentioned before when I played the first one that I was incredibly impressed. I had no idea what to expect when I played that, and I had a really, really good time with it. This is the sequel to that game. This game came out on October 20th, 2022. I played this game on release, and I finished the game within 2 weeks. I played this for a total of 6 streams, just over 33 hours. I believe I 100%ed this game as well. Gameplay-wise, I still like the first one. I don't know why. It's just the vibe of the game. This game leans a lot more heavy into its own plot. There's unique, original characters that are introduced into this game for the Mario and Rabbids series. I kind of would have liked if it leaned more into the Mario side, but I can understand why they didn't, because you get more creative freedom this way. Mechanically, really, really good. You had a lot more to play with here. There was a lot more different worlds. in this. The beach level I really liked. Trying to find hidden stuff on the overworld was a bit rough. I remember having to look stuff up for this game because I genuinely couldn't see where it was. And here is Rabbid Mario with his overalls on and his moustache. And here's me trying to line up a shot because I'm cool at video games. This is like XCOM. Yeah, this is Mario XCOM. That was the way that I was described this game when I first played the original. Another really solid game. This is also another one that goes on sale a lot. I think this one might have like a definitive edition that comes with extra content. I believe whenever that goes on sale, it's about the same price as the normal one. It's another really good, like I just said before, Nintendo games don't usually go on sale. This game does because it was published by Ubisoft. While I'm talking right now, this game is probably $20 on the Switch. Really good recommendation if you're looking for a lower budget Mario Nintendo game that you can't get anywhere else. I still think the original was a better playing experience to me than this one, but still very good. This one leans into more of its unique Rabbids universe. There's a lot more challenges in this game. This game had a lot more completionist things, so you had extra challenges, different worlds, higher difficulty things. You had to get a bit more money to earn things and unlock stuff. It's a more fleshed out experience, so you could easily get both. Like, if they're both 50% off, get both and play them together. You'll have a good time with both, in my opinion. Okay, I know, now we got another big boy. Another big boy. I wonder how many Switch games I 100%ed. I'm not sure. I'd have to go through the list maybe, but honestly, like, a lot of the games that I play, I usually will, because if I'm streaming it, I want to give a good experience. But if I enjoy the game, I'll do it. If I don't, it's very obvious that I don't. Now it is time for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I played the Pokemon Violet game, and here I am playing the football, because the football is very much worth it. I'm gonna just skip a little bit here so you can see different stuff. This is me having a Pokemon battle. This game I was really excited for, mainly because this was a game where you could play online with someone at the same time. When this game came out, Duel got the Pokemon Scarlet, I had Pokemon Violet, and we played this together for the first 1 or 2 streams that we did. It was a very cool experience. I had never really done that before with someone playing a Pokemon game because it wasn't a thing. It didn't, I had to complete the game in my own time because we had different schedules, so I just continued playing on normally, but I completed this game. I got the entire Pokedex, I did all the things. I ended up finding my very first ever shiny in this game. Like, ever. It was a Cacnea. Yeah, I know, right? No, it was a Cacturn, not a Cacnea. Different. This game will always get griped on about its visuals, and I 100% agree. My review with this is going on about how it made me feel when I played it. I really enjoyed this game. I remember trying to find shinies in this game using the sandwich system, and I got so unlucky because I played this off stream. I'm like, oh, how hard would it be for me to complete a shiny dex in this game? So I went online, I looked up all the things, and I found all the combinations of the sandwiches I had to make, and I got so unlucky, and I'm like, this is such a grind. So I ended up stopping, but I did all, the bonus bosses things. I completed the Pokedex, I got the special thing, I did the extra battles afterwards. It's hard to tell if this game was given another 6 months to a year if it would visually look better. I think from the discourse that I've heard and just the consensus of the Pokemon Company, I think this game has a similar problem to Pokemon Snap. That the idea was there, but the visual representation was not. And I have seen some games that are on the Nintendo Switch, and I can't say that it's a hardware issue. I feel like that just might be the developers prioritizing one thing over another, or what, I don't know. I think if this game just looked better, people would like it more. which is a bit shallow, but, you know, it's whatever. But gameplay-wise, I had a ton of fun with this. As you can clearly see on the screen, I am having the time of my life. Just, yeah, I had a lot of fun with actually collecting stuff. Normally, when I play Pokemon games, I'm not really collecting the decks. I will find my party and have fun with it. This game was the game that kind of inspired me to go back and start playing Ironmon. Sorry, I just scratched my microphone. Was just another really comfy game to play. It wasn't like super high energy. I played this game a total of 9 streams on stream, and it was just under 55 hours. So another JRPG experience, but I played this game a lot more off stream as well. Just trying to catch random stuff and having fun. It was just a nice world to go into. You just open up the game, you get on your weird Pokemon man, and you go for a journey. It was good. I have still not played Pokemon Sword and Shield, but from all accounts, like gameplay-wise, this is better. It's probably, like, if I had to pick a Pokemon recommendation for the Switch, I still would recommend this game. If you can forgive the graphical quality and you're just looking for something to play, like if you have a partner that likes Pokemon, there is no better game right now than this. Or if you have a friend or flatmates or family that wants to play this and they want to come in and do whatever, you can trade together, you can play together, like... That's more what I'm trying to focus on in this. This was the most fun I had with a Pokemon game in quite a minute. So I'm going to put that quite high on my list. Would I place this higher than Kirby? Yes. They're both really good games. They're very, very close, but I would put this above Kirby in my would I recommend this game on the Nintendo Switch tier. But yeah, solid game. A lot of different mechanics in it. You unlock different things as you go. The other really cool thing about it was you could pick which way you wanted to go. At the start of the game, you could go to the left side, or you could go to the right side, and it didn't matter. And I thought that was a really nice idea. I remember going to the right, which was like where the mountains and the caves and stuff were. And then after you looped all the way around that way, you came all around back to the other side and did all of that stuff. I thought that was really nice. I liked that. It felt like it wasn't on a linear path. I like more games that have that. Because I know open world games can be a bit soulless. Because so many of them are made now and people think, oh, if the world is open and you can do whatever, you have unlimited replayability. But I just like that it was, with this, it was, you can pick one branching path or another, but you will do both. But you will just go back to the other one much stronger. It was just good. I just liked it. I will say, I did not play the DLC. There was DLC that came out for this game. There was 2 different ones, I believe. I did not play them. Mainly because I didn't really care to. I've said from the beginning of this video that when I play a game on release, I'm like encompassed in that experience of playing the game at that point now. It's very hard for me to go back to a game that I was emotionally invested in 6 months later and try and pick up where I left off. It's a bit hard. And from what I saw of it and what people had told me, like I know Jericho played it, I wasn't really missing out on a whole lot. You didn't like the event raids? I did. I thought it was a cool mechanic. I ended up getting my shiny Azumarill and helping with all of that stuff. It was cute. It was a bit laggy. And a bit confusing at first, but it was nice. Not something that I could have been playing for months on end. All credit if you do. If you like these games, go for your damn life. I had my fun with it. It was really good. Would be on near the top of my list. Very, very cool video game. And there's my dancing duck. The game had a duck, and that's all that matters. We hecking love ducks. I literally called it duck. What more could you want? It was a duck. I hecking love ducks. You don't even know the first of it, man. And now we have a bit of whiplash. We go to a completely different game series. I've just got to make sure I pick a good spot for this. Okay. The next game on my list is Fire Emblem Engage. I have played a few Fire Emblems in my time, and I like this genre of games. I really like Final Fantasy Tactics. That was like the first game of that style that brought me into it. I played Tactics Advance on the Game Boy Advance. That was kind of similar to this. Then I found this, and then I went backwards. My playthrough of this was really interesting. I tried to force characters to be really good when they weren't. Chloe was so busted in my save. It was insane. But I tried to force different characters to do different things. This game is similar to the Xenoblade 2 mechanic that had blades, and you could attach and unattach blades. This game had characters from previous Fire Emblem series that had different abilities, and you combine them to different characters, and it would give them different perks and buffs and stuff. It was interesting. The whole gist of it was kind of like, the power of these people have been locked inside rings, and you have to collect all the rings and to avoid the world from ending from Big Evilman 5000. I played this game on its normal difficulty, I think, for stream's sake. I remember having a little bit of difficulty. I remember afterwards going back and playing this game on like the hardcore difficulty to just see how bad it would be. And I couldn't do it. It was so hard because you couldn't repeat battles or like get random encounter battles. You had to only level up with the story. So I'm so glad I stayed with this difficulty level because it gave me a time to enjoy leveling up characters. Here's Lapis, the god. That was the character I tried to force to become the main character of the game, and she just refused. Her level ups were awful. She kept dying. It wasn't good. This game had a lot of characters being bad guys and defecting and coming back and losing your characters and them coming back later. It was fine. It had fishing in it, which means by default it's a good game. I also played Fire Emblem Three Houses on my own at some point between this. Up until now, I just literally forgot that I did. I still like Fire Emblem Three Houses more than this game. I think mainly because probably of how... This is more of your traditional Fire Emblem game. You have like a hub base where you can get extra stuff. There was cards you could collect and things. Fire Emblem Three Houses had more of that Persona feel, where you had your day-night cycle, you had to interact with people, your choices drastically affected the path of which you chose to play the game. I would probably still recommend Three Houses over this. They are both Fire Emblem games, but they are different experiences, if that makes sense. So I'm going to put both of them together, but I'm going to put this one directly underneath it. Because I feel like if you're going to play one, you can play both. If you're going to buy one, you could, pick your shot. But I like Three Houses more. It was just a personal thing. That game also had DLC. I don't think this one did. I played this game on the 20th of January 2023 when this game came out, on release day. It was a total of 7 streams to finish this game, and I think I did most of what I could do in this game. It was just under 43 hours. So most of those streams were quite long, which again is a testament to this game. I play it for a long amount of time at once. It means I enjoyed it. It was good just understanding the mechanics of the game and stuff. Really, really good game. Probably like a solid 7-ish. Maybe not a 7.5. Probably sitting at a 7. For me, a 7 is good. I know for some rating systems, a 7 might not be great, but a 7 is a pretty solid experience. So, if you like this genre of games or want to get into it, this game I have seen go on sale. So if you're looking, again, like the Mario or Rabbids style price point, I have seen this specific game drop a bit. Not Three Houses, but this one. Because I don't know if it was made in part with a different company. But worth checking out if you ever see it on a sale. Good value for money, I think, for gameplay. David Catrieve, thank you for the 11 months. Also, apologies if I missed some people. I will go back just very quickly. Crazy T, thank you for the 9 months. AEW Games, thank you again for the raid. Upslime, thank you for the 52 months. Phantom Overlord, thank you for the 63 months. Bug Tuzzy, thank you for the 59 months. Where was I? I'm getting lost. Okay, oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. I can't talk, I've been talking too much. I am essaying so hard right now. This is the most I've probably talked in any game ever. in my life. This upcoming game is good. This game is good. This game is real good. This game is real good. Welcome to Pikmin 4. I had played Pikmin 1 and 2 when I was a beeb, and I loved the absolute heck out of them. Pikmin 3 I did not play. But I do own it, but I just never ended up going around and playing it. I heard conflicting things about it, but I was very excited to see what a new version of this would look like. I was very impressed with this game. I think this game took everything that it needed to and did a really good job. The different worlds are fantastic. The presentation of the different worlds, the different types of Pikmin you could have, having Dog with you was also really good because that meant you could move around faster. There were still some scary things in this game, exactly like this. Lots of different challenges, lots of post-game stuff. I remember completing this game 100%. It was so satisfying to do so. Really, really good. This is like an underground challenge area. Like if I try and find a different spot. Is this... Am I still underground? Look! This level had an area which was inside someone's house. Like, look at this. It's so good. Whenever a sequel for this comes out, it's going to be awesome. Like, so good. So good. This game also had a plot too. There was mind control, there was Evilmans, there was Captain Olimar, it brought it all back together. This game took me 6 streams to do. I played this on July 21st on release when it came out. And it took me 6 streams for just under 40 hours to complete the entire thing 100%. This game was really, really good. I was singing its praises so much. Pikmin 1, I played like a couple weeks after because I got the itch so much. That game was a lot quicker than this one. But really, really good experience. This is absolutely up there with one of like the top experiences that I had on the console for like what I was expecting and what I got. Would definitely be putting this above Pokemon, I think. For what it gave me and like how I compare it to the Pokemon game, absolutely better. Would absolutely recommend this game even at full price. It's cute, it's got difficult mechanics, it's got... If you want to simply play it, like, without doing the extra stuff, it's fine. But if you want challenge, like I did, I still remember some of the time challenges for that. That was stressful as hell. Really, really, really good game. Looks fantastic. Would recommend. David Katroof, thank you for gifting a sub as well. And to answer your question, yes, I will be playing Mario Kart World on the Switch 2 on release at some point that night. So you're the night of the 4th going into the 5th. I had to try and remember what the hell I was talking about. Okay. Alright, we're on to another good game. One of my favorite games. Ba 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 ba. This is another game that is in its own special category, along with Super Mario Sunshine, because boy, howdy, you know what? I'm gonna pick a different map to look at here. Here is Luigi in Super Luigi Galaxy. No, this is Super Mario Galaxy on the Mario 3D All-Stars collection that I played Super Mario Sunshine on, which came out on September 18th, 2020. I first played this on stream on the 14th of August, 2023, and it took me a little while to play this one because I was doing other stuff in between it. But with 7 total streams all up, I did the entire Mario thing. I played as Luigi. I did the whole hog. I did all of it. It took just about 30.5 hours. But it's hard for me to rate this game against other Switch games because it's in its own world. So I'm putting this in the 3D All-Stars category, which is right up the tippy top. This game felt really good to play on the Switch. The quality upgrade was nice because playing games on the Wii, if you played this on the Wii, it was very Wii-esque in graphical quality. This was just a bit smoother. It looked so much nicer. FPS was really good. I adored this game when I played it on the Wii. I love Mario Galaxy 2, but I always liked Mario Galaxy 1 more. So having the chance to play this on the stream, again in HD, was really, really satisfying. Everything is there as I remember it. The shake of the controller is different with this. You could change it to a button press, which is what I did. As you can see, I still have the little cursor on the screen, so it still uses the feedback from the controller, so I'm holding the controller and tilting it to pick up things. So it's exactly like the Wiimote. Exactly the same as the Wiimote, but you're just using the front of the controller. So like you have to like set it up position-wise and do it, but it worked fine. I had no issues with it. It was much easier than a Wiimote, that's for damn sure. Really, really solid game. Another one for that 3D All-Stars collection, if you can find it at a reasonable price. Absolutely a buy. Fantastic game. Love it. Now we're talking. Now we are talking. We are talking now. Mamma mia, dude. Where am I? I'm gonna try and find a good place to start this. This is F099. This game was announced on September 14th, 2023, and dropped the exact same day. I had an internal freak out as soon as this game was announced because I wasn't over Mario 35 being shut down. So when I saw that this was announced, I played this as much as I possibly could when it first came out because I didn't want to lose the feeling. Because I regretted not playing Mario 35 enough. This game is really, really fun. It's hard for me to play this for long periods because it's F-Zero, but when you play it, it's so good. So this is 99 cars on the field. You are taking damage exactly the same as in F-Zero, like the original games. There's championships, there's single races, there's different car skins. You can pick the car that you want to race as. I believe this game is still going now. They added extra tracks in later. Another really fantastic pick up and put down game. The most important thing is this game was free. As long as you had the Nintendo Online subscription thing, which you would use for any other online play, you had access to this game. It was just a really fun game to just pick up and play. I had so much fun with this, and I played it a crap ton. I first played it when it came out the same night that it was announced, which was, for me, the 15th of September. I streamed this a total of 12 times in the space of, like, a month. That's how much I did it. I played it, like, about 2 to 3 hours at a time. So I didn't go crazy with it. On stream, I played it a total of just over 31 hours. There was streams where like Johnny and Dool were hanging out with me. I would bring it out like when we finished doing a wrestling stream, I would play it for like an hour. If I finished a game that I was doing, I would bring it out and play it. I haven't really had the urge to go back to it, but it's still there and it's still exactly the same quality. I'm very appreciative that they have kept it. I think that, in my humble opinion, the success of this game should mean that they should bring back Mario 35. Who's with me? Raise his hand. But yeah, really good game. It's very hard to like put this game on a list of games that are going to cost you $70, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to put it on here, and I'm going to put it here. Yep, that's where I'm going to put it. I finished 17th. You like that shit? I remember when I started getting good and I started winning video games. It was very good. Let's have a look. Okay, next one. Okay, this technically counts. This technically counts. So I'm going to show it anyway. Where's the tier list? I'll show you at the end. I'm doing this on the fly. So I'm doing this while I'm reminiscing about it, so I have like it fresh in my head. And I'll give you my ultimate list at the end. This is Pikmin 1 plus 2. After Pikmin 4 came out, this game was released on the Switch for the first time. So I believe it was like all the Pikmin games were now available on the Switch. This came out on June the 21st, 2023. I played this in September, so I played this like after I had done other stuff. This was this game is the stressful one. This is the one that had just a lot of really weird, freaky mechanics. Nightmare fuel stuff. I had played this when I was a kid. This was one of the first games I got for the GameCube, actually. I played this game once on stream because I did a 100% completion stream. It took me about 4.25 hours. I never ended up going back to playing Pikmin 2 because that game was much longer. There's a decent chance I will go back to play that again. It's exactly what you would expect. Much like Mario 3D All-Stars, it takes a game from a previous console, zhuzhes it up a little bit, and pretty much does what you'd want it to. So I'm going to put that on my list as well. It's not going to be quite as high as Mario All-Stars, but it'll be fine. But yeah, really, it's for what it is, a really good game. It's not the same price as a full-price game. So if you like to expand your library and complete a collection, might be worth it. Have I talked about Pokemon Legends yet? Yes. I never finished it, so I can't really give you like a solid review of it. But from what I remember, though, the gameplay was really good. But yeah, I can't give like a really solid review of it. I want to play it and finish it. I just don't know when it would happen. Is the problem. This game that is coming up is one of the cutest, one of the nicest games I have ever played in my life. Super Mario Wonder. If it wants to load my VOD, there we go. This game came out on October 20th, 2023. And I didn't quite know what to expect. But this game it hit me right in the feely feels. This is one of my favorite games that I have ever played to give me the feeling of like being a kid again. And like just going, oh, like this entire playthrough, I was just in awe of like the stuff I was seeing. It wasn't anything like, it's not technologically groundbreaking. Just a lot of different mechanics. It felt like a fever trip. The music was really good. The worlds are really good. The online interaction with this, I was very skeptical about when it first came out. Because I'm like, why can't I just play with friends? And then I experienced how it worked. If I skip further into this game, there are other people playing with me at exactly the same time, going through the exact same levels, like trying to complete things, and you save each other by placing down markers on the ground and watching where they go and all that type of stuff. I think that playing this on release when everyone else was really enhanced my experience with this game. It really felt like I was a part of something, where I was running around with other people completing the game at the same time. And because it was on release, no one else knew where anything was. Everyone was in exactly the same boat. There wasn't some guy like running through and skipping everything and collecting all the objectives. This was like the perfect first day stream experience of almost any game I have played. So much so that I wanted to go back and 100% this game in one sitting. Like a couple of days later. I played this game on release when it came out on October the 20th. And then about a week later, after I finished it, I did a 100% stream off the rip. It took me 10 hours. It was messed up. This was by far one of the most interesting game experiences I've ever had on stream. I was whisked away into my own world for this. It was just so damn well done. Like, full credit to whoever was involved in making that and the concept and everything to do with it. It was So immensely fun. I don't know how I would go playing this now later, how the online mechanics would work. Like, is it just remembering ghosts of players past and putting them into your game? Or is it actually having people in real time? All of that type of stuff. I'm going to try and find one specific part in this VOD. If I can find it. Yeah, do you remember this? Remember this challenge? This was in the secret world. And it was a timed thing. Like, all of the levels in this world were really difficult. Like, stuff like this was so fun, and seeing other people do it, and them, like, dying as when you are, and I don't know what this phenomenon is called, where it's online, but you're playing as yourself, but you're seeing other people also online, but you can't interact with them specifically. There's probably some kind of jargon for it, but I don't know what it is. But I loved it, honestly. It was really, really good. If they make another 2D Mario game with this similar mechanic, I'm all about it. One of my favorite games on the Switch of all of them. Would recommend this game in an absolute heartbeat. One of the main ones you have to have for this console, period. Just so good. Just an immensely good game. Like, holy shit. Okay. On to the next game, where we have... If the VOD wants to load. Oh, hell yeah, it does. This is Super Mario RPG, the remake that was made for the Switch. This was another one of those games that I never really had the chance to play when I was younger, because it wasn't really that common in Australia to find this game, and it was also very expensive if you tried to buy it. They ended up releasing this later on... I think it was the Wii shop. I think. I know they released it on that, like, mini Super Nintendo thing that they did later, but I'm pretty sure it was on... that. But that may have been one of my first gameplay experience of this. I was familiar with this game when I played it. They did a really, really good job with this game, bringing it into, like, a high graphical quality, new era gaming thing. They kept a lot of the Easter eggs the same. Gameplay-wise, it felt very similar. A lot of the charm is still there. It was a very happy experience. This game came out on November the 17th of 2023. I first played it on December the 6th. It took me 4 streams to finish this in just under 20 and a half hours, and I did 100% this game. I did the 100 jump challenge. I did all the extra boss fights. I collected all of the things. This was a good time. I had fun with this. This was really, really good. It is a remake of an older game. It kind of sits in that category of where do you put a game like this. It was a really solid game. I'm probably going to put it like down here. Like, if you play the Super Nintendo one, or if you just want to see what it's all about, you're going to have fun. I'm not like super enamored with the characters in the game. Like, I know some people really love Mallow and Gino and stuff like that. I had fun with it. It didn't break my brain. It was just a very solid Mario experience, and the turn-based stuff was quick. It was quick. It was ship, ship, shabam, like the early RPGs. It was good. They kept it. It was good stuff. It is a very solid game, but is it like a must-have for your Nintendo Switch library? Not really. But if you want a very poignant time in Nintendo history where they made a very good game out of absolutely nowhere, you should buy this game. We go straight from one to another. We go straight from one to another. From one remake, which was really, really good, into another one, which was also really, really, really solid. This is Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, which was released on the Switch On the 23rd of May, 2024, I played this guy on release day. This was one of my, like, favorite GameCube games. I remember playing this and it was so damn good. This does everything with it. It has new music, like a new score with it. If you want to change it to the old one, you can do that. All the little quirks and things are still there. There were some other little bits added to the game. The Pit of Trials are still there. All that stuff is still there. I did 100% this game as well. This one took a little bit because there was so much wrestling in this game, as you can see, and there's the Game Boy Advance. Just another... This is right in the same category as Mario RPG. I personally like this game more, which is why I would have it higher on my list, but they're about the same type of price point. They're a full retail price game as a remake, but again, this is a game that was made 20-ish years ago. I would still recommend this game very much. I played this game for a total of 8 streams, and it took me just under 42.5 hours to 100%. Really, really good game. I had so much fun with it. I'm going to show, like, was this entire video that I just took out? Oh no, there's some different stuff. There's so many different cool areas. There's, like, the tree. There's, like, the Haunted Woods area. The first grass area. The big castle. Lots of different worlds. If you like your Mario stuff but just want a little bit of different canon, this is good. This is like RPG. It's got its own characters. You don't really hear from them again. It's its own little universe. It's cool. I like it. It's good stuff. You like how I timed that with him going down the pipe? I'm so smart. Alright, on to the next. This game is one that all of the videos for this, because there is one of them, is available on NL Plus right now. This game, if it wants to load my thing, is Super Mario Party Jamboree. This game came out on the 17th of October 2024. This one I was very interested in because I had different online game modes that was going on here, and a Mario Kart track. Easy clap. I played this on release, and I played it for about 6 hours on release. I played some board games here. I also played some of the other online stuff, which was really good. This was like my first attempt at playing with just CPUs. This game does have a friend mechanic as well. Some of it is... I didn't really like this mechanic compared to the other games. I thought this one was a bit more jank. What kind of happens is that the player will come, like, an ally will come down, and they'll appear on a part of the map, and whoever gets to them first gets it, and they will assist them for a certain amount of turns, and then they leave. I kind of like the other mechanic, even though it was more busted, I thought it was funnier, where this doesn't quite feel as funny. I thought the other one was funnier because you could just... There was like 20 different dudes just walking around the map. But this one was a little bit different. Yeah, I ended up playing online as well. I don't remember if it was the same day. Oh no, it was the same day. I played online with some of you guys later on in the day. But this was the online little portion of the game. There was like a challenge thing. So there was a bunch... I can't remember how many people were involved in this. I'm going to just skip up a little bit. So there's a track on the right-hand side, and you have to collect coins. The entire point of this is to collect coins. And the more coins that you collect, the further down the track that you go. I really, really liked this when I played it. I played this on release. So this was when everybody else also had no idea exactly like me, and that's how I liked it. There's just something to be said about it. Yeah, 20 people. It's a 20 people thing. So you're all playing your own individual games, but... I had a lot of fun with this. I think, for me personally, this game I think was better than the others. If I'm just looking at it purely from a gameplay perspective, I'd put this above the other Mario Parties. And hopefully at some point, maybe, smiley face, I might be able to play this one in the future with some of the boys. I hope. Pretty much this is just me as a cry for help. Please play Mario Party with me, for the love of God. Another really good game mode. So many different types of minigames. It wasn't as so reliant on jerking off the Switch controller, like the Joy-Con. Yeah, just a nice experience. I will also say that the online on this one was a lot better. So, as you can see when I was playing this on release too, so maybe there was, like, issues with it. I had no real issues with playing online for the one time that I did it, so maybe they fixed something. Who knows? But if I had to recommend one of the 3 Mario parties, like, if I gun to my head, which one? This one. This is the one that I would do it. They're much of a muchness, no. They're much of the same. Just pick your own poison, really. The next game on my list, we are coming towards the end right now, but this game that I am about to show to you, if the game wants to give me a thing, is Mario and Luigi Brothership. This game came out on the 7th of November 2024, and I played this game on release. This was one of those games that I could feel like when I wanted to start playing this game that I was going to 100% it. Like, I just felt like when I finish this game, it's going to be like, I'm going to miss like 5 things, and I'm going to be really annoyed that I missed 5 things. I was really optimistic for this game because I was a very big fan of the Mario and Luigi games on the Game Boy Advance and the DS. The game is fine. How else I can describe this? It just didn't click with me at all. It felt very slow-paced. It felt like this suffered from the Paper Mario problem. Like the 3DS Wii U era Paper Mario problem. It felt very formulaic. It felt kind of not... It didn't have the charm. It was missing something. I don't quite know what it was. This was one of... I think this may have been the only game, maybe, that I dropped playing. I got through about 3 streams of this after streaming it for probably about like 10.5 hours. And then at some point, I just decided I just wasn't feeling it. And I just stopped, which is really rare for me to do for a game like this. I think the sentiment may be similar for other people that have played this, but yeah, I'm not sure what it was. Nothing felt right about this, and I couldn't. It's very hard to put into words, but the feeling was gone. Like I didn't get the feeling. Like when I played Mario Wonder and Mario Odyssey and like Pikmin and the Kirby game, and it's like you feel it immediately. It's really good. You've heard the last half is amazing. It might suffer the same fate that the Origami King does, but this game it didn't hold me out long enough to find out, unfortunately. With that in mind, it's not really a game I can recommend. In all honesty, if you want to play a Mario and Luigi game, go back and play the one that's on the Game Boy Advance thing on the online. That's the one I would recommend. It was a bit of a bummer for this game, for how it made me feel after that, to force myself to drop it. But you know, not every game can be a winner, and I am, you know, considering the hit rate of every game that I have played for the last half a decade on the Switch, and this is the one that I'm like, you know what, I'm not really all about it. That's a pretty good run up until now. But you might really like it, and if you do, by all means. I just wasn't feeling finishing the game. But it is what it is. Yeah, slow starts in RPGs can be rough. You've got to grip me with something, or I ain't staying. I am not staying. Let's see. Okay. And this was the last release stream of a game that I played on stream. This is Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. This was released on January 16th, 2025. This game was a remake of the one that was on the Wii. So now all of those games are on the Switch. So you have Tropical Freeze. You also have this game now as well. I own Tropical Freeze, but I have not played it. It was just one of those. I saw it cheap, so I bought it. But this game I wanted to try because this was kind of like that first game into the new foray of the Donkey Kong noises. He doesn't sound like, oh yeah. He's like, ooh, like he's weird. He's different now. He's changed, man. And it's also going to be interesting to see what the new Donkey Kong game looks like on the Switch too, but this game played perfectly fine. Everything was good. A little bit more difficult than I remember it being, like some of the floaty platforming and stuff was a bit interesting, but I think that's more of a skill issue than anything. Another one of those re-release games that's polished well on an HD system being taken off of a blurry game. Like, this is much like Mario Galaxy. Graphical quality on the Wii wasn't fantastic. Bring it up to a new system, HD it, bada bing, bada boom. I 100%ed this game. I played it on release on January 16th for a total of 3 streams. I also did the bonus world at the end. This game took me just under 10.5 hours. Which, again, value for money, equated how you will. This was a full-price retail game. It's really hard to, value that against the other ones, as I said. I'm kind of trying to take it on its merit. I enjoyed this game. Platformers are just a really good spot for me. Would I say it's better than the Paper Mario Thousand Year Door on here? Don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to think about it. I'm going to put it above RPG. That's where I'm going to put it. Let's do that. Okay, so that, up until now, is the only... is all of the Switch games that I personally played on the Nintendo Switch from when I got it, from when I started streaming from early 2020 to 2025. There's a couple of other little tidbits that I do want to mention that we did play that I should mention because they are exclusive to the Switch, which I think it's worth showing for the sake of continuity. We did play a wrestling game on the Switch, 2 in fact. One was a very, very random one, if the VOD wants to load for me. It was called Chicky Chicky Boxy Pro Wrestling, which was like a 3D Minecraft-esque style wrestling game that had a single-player campaign as well as being able to play online. It was Johnny, Duel, Hitile, and myself played like the single-player campaign all at the same time to see who could beat it first. And then we played some online stuff together. Different characters, you could give different moves, all that type of stuff. It was one of those games that we went to once and we never really played again. Like some wrestling games just don't have that replayability. Was it shovelware? No, this was like an actual genuine release. There weren't many wrestling shovelware related games on that. It wasn't a full price game as well. I think it might have been somewhere in the $10 to $20 range. Someone could correct me on that, but it was like a nice one-off stream. This game probably doesn't get much mention in the world at all, so I thought it's nice just to mention it here. It does exist. It did happen. It was fun when we played it. I don't know if many other people did play it after we did. Like maybe people thought, "Oh, this is cool. I'll play this for a little while." But it was like a 2 to 4 hour stream, something like that. But it was fun for what it was. It looks cool. But yeah, just replayability is not quite there. But it was fun. A nice little arcade like beat 'em up type thing that's wrestling themed. And remember this, you could go outside the ring and die. That was fun. There is one more that I want to get to, just for the sake of having done so. Let's see if I can grab it. We have played this many a time on PC, but this game originally did get its start on the Switch. Wrestling Empire was first released on the Switch before I believe it was on other platforms, and we did do a stream of it. It was the precursor for many other hilarious things that happened in this game. The old career of Flex Beanbag. If you never saw it, this playthrough was actually on the Switch version of the game. So this was before like any mods could be put on anything, any further additions were added to the game. Like, you couldn't change the names of everybody very easily. Like, you know, real simple stuff like that. Didn't have workshop capability. But we like supporting wrestling games, and we played it, and we had a good time with it. And it's turned into all the things that you see now. The Jim Ross booking mode, the thing that I did a couple weeks ago, the Poible the Clown, all that stuff comes from games like this. These games are fantastic. It's also still on the Switch. Just keep in mind that you might not have all the workshop interactability that you would get on PC, but if you want a portable version of a wrestling game for value for money, I think this game's like, what, 20 to 30 bucks? Like, this is... I've probably put as much hours into these series of games as I have in 2K, and it's like a third or a quarter of the price. You can't really go wrong with it. It's good fun. That, I think, apart from... I mean, I'll do some honorable mentions. I will show a thing on stream. If I can find it. I have done some other random streams around the ballpark, which were like retro games related stuff. So things like if my video wants to load, like the Pokemon trading card game. I had played like Donkey Kong Country with Duel. I played Pokemon Stadium. A bunch of like random Super Nintendo games. Like, it's a shout out to this because you do get a bunch of this stuff for free with your online subscription, which I do want to point out because we're just talking about random Switch stuff. Having to only spend 30 bucks a year on online play and getting content with it is really good. If you compare that to today's day and age of the PlayStation Plus stuff, that's like $80 to $100 in Australia per year. And you get a couple of games a month, and they might not even be ones you want to play. This gives you like full online interactivity with all games you've got, as well as a bunch of older games. Like, I don't have to pay any extra to play like Donkey Kong on the Super Nintendo or this. Like the Nintendo 64 ones, yes, but it's like a small extra price on top of it. It really just depends on what you want. But it's a little shout out to, it's nice that these games are on here, but it's also wanting me to acknowledge that there should be a lot more on here. I still remember the Nintendo Wii with the Wii Shop and being able to spend credits on hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of games. And it still blows my mind that after all of these years, those games can't just simply be ported over. Even the Wii U Shop was better. Like, there was so much more stuff on there, even if you were paying like $5 to $10 for it. Like, if you wanted to get Mario 64, you could do it. You wanted to play Mario RPG, go for it. Paper Mario on the 64, go for your life. But, like, I don't know if it's a licensing thing. I don't know if it's a don't care thing. I don't know if it's a slow drip thing, but they just don't. It's that I just wish there was more on the online store. I really feel like they underestimate how many more consoles they would sell just purely on a library of old stuff that you pay a fee for. There's no other system like it that exists in a legal sense. And, you know, they're just sitting on money. Like, imagine how many people would probably pay for online to be able to play, like, Pokemon Red and stuff on a Switch. That's not even on there yet. And the thing is, like, it's been 8 years since it's been... It just blows my mind. I don't know, like, what the problem is, or if there's, like, a loophole that they can't get through, or it's, like, a licensing issue. I don't know. But I did want to shout out the online stuff, because I have played the online stuff, and it's a lot of fun. I will say that I have not played any of the Nintendo 64 games online with any of the boys. I heard it was an absolute lag disaster, and I didn't want to put them through that again after the Mario 3D World stuff. With us these days, it's a lot easier for us to play other stuff in other ways, so, you know, it is what it is. But for my personal experience, I had fun with it. But that now brings me to the end of my entire experience. That was half a decade worth of streaming that I did with all of that stuff. I just had an immeasurable amount of fun with all of that stuff. I don't know how else to describe it. I'm going to bring up some more Mario Odyssey video because I just like the game. while I talk about this. There's just such, like, a lot of the games are similar in terms of how they feel, but there's such a variety of different stuff. If you like platformers, there's so many things on here that you like. If you like RPGs, there's so many things that you like. They don't really lean into shooters so much. Splatoon is probably your best bet if you like stuff like that. Another little shout out as well can go to Pokemon Unite. I did play that on the Switch. I know it's available on mobiles as well. That's like your MOBA, Dota 2, League of Legends style game. It was fun. I played it maybe once or twice, not very much, though. On stream. I played it off stream a little bit, but PvP games can be a bit stressy. That's probably the most of everything that I've covered now. I think I've pretty comprehensively covered everything that I've done. Do I recommend buying a Switch still? If you have no interest in any upcoming Switch 2 titles, I would 100% recommend getting one. For the main reason as to what I will say shortly, because there are so many games here that I would recommend that you buy. I understand not wanting to buy day one consoles. Of course, that makes sense, unless you're desperate for a very specific game. Or like me, if I just want to try and play Mario Kart as much as possible. But you now have a full library, a full lifespan's library of games that you can play that can also be played on the Switch 2 if you ever decide to get one. And some of these games are also going to get performance upgrades for free. Some of them will have extra content added to them as like a paid amount. But you can buy those cartridges separately or pay for the upgrade or whatever have you. But there is a full, there's a whole almost decade's worth of stuff that you can play right now. The total amount of hours that I played streaming the Switch games that I just mentioned is at least, I know there are some of these missing because they were like half streams or things in between. It was at least 876 hours. At least. So I would probably say well over 1,000 hours most likely of just purely playing Nintendo Switch games in its lifespan in the past like 5 years. And that's just me streaming it too. That's not me playing in my own time. I reckon that's pretty good. I think I got my money's worth for that type of stuff. But I have my list of every game that I've mentioned up until now that I did a little review for. And I am going to be saying them from bottom to top of where I recommend games to be. The games that I have at the bottom of the list. So these are honorable mentions, I guess. Mario and Luigi Brothership I put at the bottom because I didn't complete it. It just didn't vibe with me. If you enjoy it, go for your life. But just for my experience, I didn't like it. Yoshi's Crafted World is above that. I did finish the game, so that's probably the pass mark that I have to give for it. Probably a similar thing. I don't know what it is about it. It still looks cute. The whole part of it is good. Like, there's stuff going on with it. Just, again, it just didn't hit with me vibe-wise. Up after that is Paper Mario the Origami King. That was one of the games that I almost put down. But I persisted, and I had a bit more fun with it, but it still felt a bit slow-paced. The bottom game was Mario and Luigi Brothership. Then Yoshi's Crafted World, then Paper Mario. The game above that is Animal Crossing New Horizons. Again, I had fun with it, but I just felt like it was missing so much that I wanted to be playing in the game. And they didn't add that stuff until later, or not at all. It was a very specific point in time that they wanted to play it. But the fact that I enjoyed this game and it's this far down means that all the games above it are pretty damn good. So this is like, I hold these games to a really high standard, and a lot of them really do well. But the next one above that is Mario 3D World with me playing online co-op. The amount of time that I played with it, I had fun, and I have to rate it on my personal experience, which I was playing with my friends, and there's nothing really that can do that apart from playing weird, wacky games like that. It was a bit laggy, so I have to leave it a little bit down the list because it just wasn't that good. I don't know what the word is I want to use, but I've played the game before, and I had fun with it. Above that one is Pokemon Legends. Again, I didn't finish the game, but I played like a good, like almost 20 hours of it. Gameplay-wise, I still really enjoyed it. It's something that I kind of regret not being able to finish. There is a new one coming out, so maybe I will pull it out and finish it before the new one comes out. That might be a cool idea. Would I recommend it? It's hard for me to recommend, but someone else that can watch footage of it and see a more fleshed out experience, you can play it. I would probably still recommend Violet over Legends. That's just me. Up above that is Pokemon Mystery Dungeons DX. It was the first ever game that I had, so that was cool. It was a nice little jaunt for like 15 to 20 hours. I don't really feel like it was worth the full price that I paid for it. Still a very good game though, but again, if it was maybe like $20 cheaper, I'd probably feel a lot happier about recommending it as a game to people. So if you do see it on sale at any point, or if it's online, like on the eShop on sale, I don't know if the eShop really drops prices on first-party Nintendo games, but it was fun. I would be curious to see if they make another one, and maybe like a collection. Do a collection. Put like a set of them on a cartridge or something, like they've done with the Yu-Gi-Oh games, or like the Mega Man Battle Network games, or the Mega Man collection. Like, do that. Maybe that might be cool. The next game up from that is Luigi's Mansion 3. This is another one of those, not quite sure if it's worth the money. This is like the bracket that I'm in at the moment. I play that for maybe a good 15 to 20 hours. Had my fun with it, but it's really about how you value money. I bought it for stream. It's a different purpose. It's a full price game, so it's like 70 to 80 Australian dollars for that amount of time. It was a good game. I still really like Luigi's Mansion 1 more than 3, which is probably why I had to leave it as kind of in the middle part as I did. It is what it is, but it's still a good game. Like, if you can get it like in a bundle pack with other games, go for it. It's good stuff. Immediately above that is new Pokemon Snap. I just wish that game looked better. The idea that they had was so good, but just visually, the concept, like the graphical wise, just didn't hold up to with a game 100% revolving around needing to take nice looking photos, and having a game that just in this day and age it just graphically doesn't look super good. That's kind of why I had to drop it a little bit, but gameplay wise it was fun. But really, it just made me want to play the old one more. That's kind of like the Luigi's Mansion problem. I'm like, I didn't have enough. I needed more. Or like, I needed the one that I liked. You know what I mean? Above that is Splatoon 3, which I didn't stream a whole lot of, so I have to give it that type of exception. But single player, I played a lot of the Salmon Run stuff. That was my wheelhouse. Was a big fan of that. More of just like a pick up and put down game. Like, my stream experience with it wasn't over the moon. I had fun with it. It was really in the same bracket as Pokemon Snap and Luigi's Mansion. If you see a drop in price, or if you can buy it secondhand at a decent price, it might be worth your while and have a go. But it's in the middle there. Above that bracket of games, I have my Mario Party category, where I have Super Mario Party at the bottom, Mario Party Superstars next, and then Super Mario Party Jamboree at the top. Really, they're much of a muchness. If you've got friends to play with, you're going to enjoy all of them. I personally like Jamboree. I just think maybe because it was released the latest out of all of them, and it's had a lot of quality of life upgrades. It had a lot more online interactivity with other people, different types of maps. It had extra things added to it. That's kind of where I sit with it. They're all around the same price. They're all going to give you a similar experience. Mario Party Superstars if you're more of an old school person, because it has the old school maps, but they're much in the same area, so it's really hard to split them. Next up from that this is probably where I'm going to start recommending games that I would suggest buying if you see them maybe at full price if you're just after a very specific experience. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games is a really good game. It is short though, but I cannot understate how well made that game is. Like, massive props to Sega for being able to make that the way that it was. It's a short experience, but it's an incredibly good experience. Even, like, I don't even know if you can rent games anymore. If you could rent it or borrow it from a friend and just play it for, like, the 7 to 8 hours that it has, you will have so much fun and you will remember so many things from that game years on. It's really good. It's just, yeah, it's a quick one. Above from that is Xenoblade Chronicles 1. This is kind of going to be if you're going to buy one of the Xenoblade games, you're going to buy all of them. But I put this one down here because I feel like 2 and 3 are better. This is more of your old school experience. I think it's very loyal to the Wii one. But I just think the other ones just had that bit of extra polish with me as a newcomer to the series needed. Or because I experienced it first, It's much like wrestling games. I played the SVR games first before I played No Mercy. All the other guys love No Mercy. It's really hard for me to go back to No Mercy when playing those newer ones. It just feels different. But it's still very, very good nonetheless. Above that, I have Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. It's still a very solid game in its own right. Constantly goes on sale. Being able to complete it is pretty challenging because you've got other stuff you have to try and unlock. I still think the original is better, which will be higher up on the list. But that's kind of where I sit with it. It's a very good game when it's on sale. It's like 20 bucks almost most of the year. If you're just looking for something to get either as a gift for someone or for yourself, it's just at that lower price point that has that Nintendo pizzazz to it, that's a fantastic place to start. Above that is Pikmin 1 and 2. It's pretty much just Pikmin 1 and 2 on the Switch. I only played Pikmin 1, and I had fun with it. It's just an HD version of an older game. Cool. Very good. It's slightly cheaper. I think it's maybe like $10 to $20 cheaper than a full retail, like a full price game. But you are getting 2 games. Just depends on where you value it. If you had to give me the question of would you buy Pikmin 1 and 2 or Pikmin 4, I'd be buying Pikmin 4 every single time because that experience is really, really good. Above that is both the Fire Emblem games. I have Fire Emblem Engage, and then I have Fire Emblem Three Houses above that. Both very similar in gameplay. There's some very big core mechanics that change in Three Houses. It's got a different type of cycle. I just personally enjoyed that more. Engage is a bit more... It's a bit more fairy tale-y. I don't know if that's the word I want to use. Like, it's like an epic anime series. Like, it reminds me more of, like, your Sword Art Online type of joint, if that makes sense, where Three Houses is a bit more Persona-like in its presentation and story. Both have their dark elements, so you're going to get both sides of it. It just really depends what you're after. I do notice those ones go on sale a little bit, so that kind of ups it a little bit for me. Above that is F-Zero 99. It is a free-to-play game, and I had a lot of fun with it. You could play it right now if you wanted to. Not something I could play for a real long amount of time at once. Just really, really good. Really, really good. Stays very loyal. You always wonder what a Super Nintendo game is going to look like when they change it. They did a very good job. Full props. Here is the remakes category. Super Mario RPG is at the bottom of this one. Then Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. And then Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. For the most part, you know what you're going to get with these. It's a new version of a game in HD. It's much clearer to see. Mario RPG has a lot more changed in it to make it an HD version. I just like Donkey Kong Country Returns and Paper Mario more, but I think the effort that was in RPG is really, really high. That's just my personal preference. Above those is just... this is now going to be my, like, personal favorites section, going into what you must have. Mario Golf Super Rush I have this high, just because the core gameplay part is really, really good. When I streamed it, I had so much fun with it, and it has to be this high if I enjoyed it, because I kept going back to it. There are many games that I've enjoyed that I did not go back to, but this one I did, so I have to have it up this high. If you aren't a sports person, you're not going to want to care about this game whatsoever. But if you've played any of the older Mario Golf games, mechanics-wise, it's good. I'm very curious to see what they do with this game in the future. Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle is up this high. It's a really, really underrated game for the console. It's always really cheap. It has a DLC that comes with it that has a whole other story with it. It's really fun. Would strongly recommend it. This one I would recommend over Sparks of Hope, even though that one was made like 3 or 4 years later. I still think this is the better choice. Yeah, again, just a really good gift idea if you're wanting something that's not quite a full price game, but still has the feel. Above this now is Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Again, really good game. Another solid 50-hour game. The lore was really, really good. The story was fantastic. There's just many games that are like this on the system, so I can't really slap them all together. The ones that I have much higher up are the unique experiences that I think are like a must-have for this, but again, if you get one Xenoblade game, you're going to get the next one, and then the next one. They're all good. Immediately above this is Xenoblade Chronicles 2. this is my favorite of the lot, just because of the way the story is presented and the mood of the game. I think it's a bit lighter, it's a bit fluffier. The other games are a bit more grungier and darker. It kind of reminds me of the era of when Call of Duty games and like Gears of War came out, and it was a bit like gray and brown. It was a bit like that kind of theme was more prevalent in games. It was a bit, you know, your wasteland, your post-apocalyptic stuff, it was a bit like, where this goes a different direction, and I just personally like that more. I think that would be more appealing to new players. So that's my recommendation for that. The games above me right now are the games that I would recommend for every single person to buy on a Switch if you would be able to get them. This is my like small handful of games that I would recommend at this point. Kirby and the Forgotten Land is really, really good. It's a really, really solid made game. Single player campaign is really good. The flow of the game is really good. It's going to be getting an extra addition to the game in the near future, which you can buy in like a complete package together. You might even be worth waiting for that. I think it's exclusive to Switch too, but just this game on its own I think is worth it, especially if you like Kirby stuff. He is adorable. He eats cars. There's not much more I need to say about that. I do put Pokemon Violet on here because I feel like I need to have a Pokemon game on a Nintendo title console. Like, I can't not have that. Yes, visually appealing, not the best. Yes, load times, not the best. But I had fun when I played it on stream. That's what I have to rate it on. I was able to play with friends. I was able to find all the Pokemon that I wanted. I wasn't locked behind having to play a second game. I was able to do wonder trades with people. I was able to trade with people. I was able to do raids. I didn't have to pay for any other content for that. There is DLC for it, which I did not play, but the core part of the game is there, and I had a lot of fun with it. If you have kids that want to play a Pokemon game, I think it would be perfectly fine. But yes, graphically, not the best, but if I'm looking at it from a gameplay part, and because the core gameplay is not really about how it looks like Pokemon Snap, where I'm literally taking photos, I can handle it. I wish it was better, yes, but it's still a very good game that I think people will have fun if they play. Pikmin 4 is the next one on there, and really, the reason why it's not right near the top is it's not everyone's cup of tea. It's a very specific genre of game. It's an RTS. It's a different franchise. It's using a lot of tricky mechanics, but that's the most polished game out of every single one that they've made. And it's just, I can really respect when something is really well polished like that. There's so many different worlds. There's different variety of stuff you can do. There's more Pikmin. It's the most encompassing game out of the entire series. It's a lot more modern on its take. It has a story that plays into the older ones if you're familiar with the series. Really, really good. The next game up on that. So we are now in the top 5. These are my top 5 games I would recommend or that I enjoyed on the Nintendo Switch. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is this one here. I played it so much, it has to be up here. I know it was out on the Wii U. I know it's a Mario Kart game. It's been around for almost a decade on the Switch now, but without fault, it's fun. If you have a console and you want to have something that people can just pick up and play, this is the go. Like, it's super, super good. You don't have to pay for any extra characters. There are extra tracks you can play, as I mentioned earlier, but just from a standard experience, it's a must-have for a console. That's my opinion. The next up is Super Mario Odyssey. I loved this game. As you can see on screen, this is sprites playing still, but I will be playing this probably when the new Switch 2 comes out, and there's going to be a performance upgrade for this, because I never played it on stream, and I want to 100% it on stream. So you'll probably hear more about my thoughts when I play that, but it's such a good game. It's a really good 3D Mario game. It's fantastic. Everything about it is good. There's different worlds. You've got like your star and shine sprite system, like in the previous 3D games. You've got your collectathons, all that stuff. The charm is really good. It's just great. It gives you the warm fuzzy feeling that Mario games do. It's just really good. The next game that I'd have on here is at number 3 is Mario 3D All-Stars. I know it's a combination of multiple games put together, but it is multiple games together. which is why I recommend it, because Sunshine is absolutely fantastic, and as of now, there is no way to play this otherwise unless you have the GameCube version. They may very well put it on the Switch 2 at some point soon, but I know it's not going to be a launch title, I don't think. It also has Mario Galaxy and Mario 64, like, all on one cartridge. You can just pick it up and play it, like, please. If it is a bit expensive, but if you can find it at a reasonable price, I think it's, like, if you've got parents that come over, or if you're an older gamer and you just want to have something old, like, that's older but it's on a newer console, like, it's really, really good. And I think the HD upgrade for the later games is probably worth it for me. Like, being able to play Sunshine in, like, an HD upgrade is really nice. At number 2, Super Mario Wonder is by far and away the best Nintendo Switch cartridge game that I bought from a shop. It's just adorable, it's cute, it's very similar to Mario Odyssey in terms of how I would rate it, but it is just so different. It is so unique. It was very much... I enjoyed Mario Odyssey for my enjoyment of the game, and, like, current day, like, I'm really liking this and I'm vibing this. Mario Wonder was that my inner child is playing this. Like, there's a little man inside of me that's holding the controller and playing the game. And I can't put a value on that. That's really, really rare for me to have. And it almost, like... It's an emotional feeling to think about that can happen. That game does that for me. If you need a game that is going to scratch any kind of itch like that, that is the absolute 100% game that I would recommend for the Switch, is Mario Wonder. A lot of the games that I have up the top are Mario games, but that's just because I just think they're fantastic. They give that feeling. They're just really, really good. And the number one that I have to say, because I need it to be said, is Super Mario Bros. 35. You sons of bitches, put it back on the Switch. For the love of God, I need to play this game. But just in terms of the fun of the game, I just had fun with it. I want to put it as the meme number one. But really, Mario Wonder is my number one. Mario Odyssey is my number one. Like, they're all my number one. Like, that spot. You can't miss with either of them. But if I had to pick one, Mario Wonder is the part that I'm going to go with. If you're playing... Like, if you want 2D, Wonder. 3D, Odyssey. They're both really good. I could recommend you all of those games, almost. Like, the top, like, 10 to 15 games there I could recommend. And they're first-party Nintendo games. That's not even counting other stuff that was on the Switch. Like... Gee, I don't even know. There's other stuff that was released on there. Like, there's other older Final Fantasy games that are on there. There's other stuff that I'm now trying to remember that I can't because I'm struggling. But there's just so much good stuff, and there's a full library area of games. I had so much fun being able to play these on stream. It made me so much more comfortable being able to express myself when talking about games. And just being able to have fun with something that I like. It's very intimidating to stream when I like something so much, because I'm like, oh, I don't know if people are going to say, oh, this is shit. Like, why do you like this? This sucks, man. But all of these games are great, and I can share my love with these. Like, I love wrestling games and stuff, don't get me wrong. This stuff is me. I love Nintendo stuff, and I always will. I don't always agree with their choices, but some of the games that they make are just, they stick with me forever. And there's so many games on this console that will do that. Specifically, the ones that I mentioned right at the top. The Xenoblade ones are great as well. But there's just so many good games on here. I hope that any of the games that I played, if you've played them yourself because you saw me play them, you enjoyed them. If you just watched me play them because you either didn't want to buy the game, couldn't afford it, or otherwise, I hope you had fun watching me play them. The Switch 2 comes out in simply a matter of days. I will be playing that as soon as it comes out, and all of these other games and more I will be playing on stream. I don't really know how else to end this, but I had so much fun the past half a decade playing just the Nintendo Switch games. There's so many other things I played as well in this time. I will point that out. There is a glaring omission from this list, which is any of the Zelda games. I'm not a Zelda person. I'm also not a Metroid person, so Metroid Dread was missing. Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Link's Awakening DX is also missing. I just don't... It's not my thing. I think it's unfair for me to either recommend or not recommend the game that it's not of my, I just don't get it. So if you want to buy a Legend of Zelda game, be my guest. I'm sure you'll absolutely enjoy it. But I've just personally never played it because it's just not for me. That's why you don't see them on the list. So if you're wondering, where is this? I never played it. So, let's have a look at my, because I have a bunch of games that I have not played yet on my Switch. There's a bunch. I have the Suikoden remakes. I have AEW Fight Forever on the Switch. I have that. I have the Yu-Gi-Oh! Collection. I have Cooking Mama on the Switch. I'm looking at my list. I have Tokyo Mirage Sessions, the Fire Emblem Persona mix game. I actually do have Link's Awakening DX, but I just haven't played it. I have Smash Brothers. I didn't even mention that because I didn't honestly play it enough, surprisingly. What else we got? I have Pokemon Sword, which I've never played. I have Shin Megami Tensei 5, which I have not played yet. I have Ring Fit Adventure, which I also have very rarely played, but I just thought it was an interesting gimmick and I wanted to give it a try. I've also leaning to the side, so if I sound different, I'm literally looking at my shelf. I have Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, which I also haven't played, but I found them like dirt cheap, so I bought them. What else is on here? There's so many games. Octopath Traveler. I didn't even mention that because I haven't played it yet. I played the demo on PC, I think, and I just saw that at a cheap price, so I got it. Mario Strikers. Another one that I bought that I haven't played. There's so many games that I haven't played. It's crazy, right? Where else are we? I'm still looking. Yeah, Kirby Star Allies I haven't played. Hyrule Warriors I must have got it for like $10 because I think I remember that. What else is there? The Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster. I own that, but I haven't played it. Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker. How have I not played that? Holy shit. Bravely Default 2. Astral Chain. And 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim. I own that on the Switch, but I played it on PS4. That's a ridiculously good game if you've never played it. But there are so many games that I own that I have not played that aren't on this list. I may get to them at some point in the Switch 2's life cycle because all of those games will work on it. Yeah, I am rambling a bit now. This was this was a really good era of gaming for me. The Wii U was not great. Let's get that right. The Wii U was not great. The Wii was okay. There were some really good games on it, but the Switch was just really good. I know some of their stuff was a bit few and far in between. I know some of the stuff is a bit pricey, but for my fun, I had so much fun with it. I haven't had this much fun with a console since the GameCube, and I think the library of games on this for a Nintendo console is probably the best that you're going to get, in my opinion. With that said, that was my entire history with the Nintendo Switch on stream. It was probably around 1,000 hours. I had so much fun with it. I hope you enjoyed watching me play it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go play some more Mario Kart.